I like these calm little moments before the storm.
Money comes big, yeah. It's not small, no.
Kiss my entire...
Oh, my darling, not 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man's world.
I hesitate to speak. My voice is so shot out, but good morning. The doctor is in. Now, I sound worse than I feel. I feel fine. What have I got on my hat? It's unacceptable. I'm your host, Doc Blaylock, the only man alive who can get away with a loud Hawaiian shirt and a plaid wool fedora. Going to be doing a little bit of a chill this morning. A little chilly. I will eventually invite some of the usual characters onto the show. But I thought this morning, I can't deal with a little spot on my hat. Oh, it's not a spot, it's just getting threadbare. It's old. It's older than I am. Gonna kind of monologue for a moment here. Absolutely free of charge. While I gnaw on a cough drop, which makes my coffee taste terrible, but what are you going to do? I got to have the coffee. So, the title of the stream is, of course I think I'm right. One of the stupidest, most asinine arguments in an argument that I've ever heard is when someone goes, you always think you're right. Are we in a disagreement right now? Yeah? Are you just arguing because you feel like it, or do you also think you're right? Think about it for a minute. If you don't think you're right when you open your word hole, then why are you opening your word hole? Booyah. Let's go with that. Now, I say that, or I should say I bring that up, not because I'm arguing here at home. We don't even do that anymore. We're like way past that. But I was on a panel with someone the other day. It's like, okay, Doc, you always think you're right. Why would I come out and state shit I think is wrong? What in the world kind of nonsense argument is that? I think I'm wrong, so I'll vociferously and energetically put out this point of view that I don't even agree with. No, of course not. If you're wrong, shut up. If you don't think you're right, shut up.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak.
You need to shut the fuck up.
That was far more energetic than I was prepared for this morning. I need my background music. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Now, if you're not prepared this morning, good morning, Phantom, my love. To hear the train wreck that is my voice, I don't know what to tell you. I have laryngitis. More accurately, I have pharyngitis. So, this is how I'm going to sound. And I'm having to gnaw on a lot of cough drops just to get this far. But I feel better than I sound. Fanta, you're up early this morning, and it's good to see you. Fanta, I sent you the link in your DMs. So, looks like I'm going to be on Metal Movies and Briskies Thursday, February the 1st at 11 p.m. Ooh, I didn't see that 11 p.m. part. It's past my bedtime. Good morning or afternoon or whatever it is on the other side of the world, Cap. Good to see you. So for those of you that missed it, I was monologuing briefly, as I have watched it, about the idiotic argument. You're in an argument with someone. They say to you, you always think you're right. Do you think you're right now when you said that to me? Aren't we arguing? Don't you also think that you're right? If you don't think you're right, why is your word hole opening? Think about that for a minute. Think about how stupid that is. You always think you're right. Well, of course I think what I'm saying is right. Why in the hell would I go in my mind, in the inner workings of my mind? I'm pretty sure I'm wrong right now, so let me argue, emphatically for this point. No, nobody does that. Nobody. You always think you're right. And so do you. Or we wouldn't be having this discussion. Yeah. Just open your word hole and a big bucket of dumb fallout. Do it about it. I woke up on time this morning, feeling good. I mean, my voice sounds terrible, but that is not a reflection of how I feel. Woke up at 4 on the nose. Why were you arguing with my friend Yucky Gum? Cap. Anyway, woke up at 4 a.m. on the nose, and I felt pretty good. It's pouring down rain here in the lovely state of Georgia. And so I let the dog out. She went out and did her business. She comes right back in, because it's raining. Right on. Exactly. Because I thought I was right. See? That's why we argue. Cap gets it. So I let her back in. I'm toweling her off. I forgot where I was going. Oh, I remember now. I was toweling her off, and she's rather a large dog. She's not huge. She's just not small. And I have never had a dog that loves being toweled off more than this dog. So I'm toweling her off, and she just leans into it to the point where she knocks me off balance. And I go staggering across in the back. It's where our utility room is. I go staggering across the utility room. I bounce off the dryer, off the washer, and I'm tickled before I even hit the ground. It just cracked up. So that put me into a good mood. In fact, I was talking and Yucky started the arguing. Okay. Where was this happening, Cap? Where was this? Things go on in the deeps of the night while others are sleeping. Like right now, we few are awake while the world sleeps. And in my mind, by the way, backstage at Dillard's, okay. In my mind, or to my mind, I should say, this is the best time of the day to be up. Those hour and a half, 2 hours before sunrise, the world is as quiet as it ever gets. It's peaceful. No one's yammering in your ear. It allows you to slowly ease into the day instead of think about how absurd it is that you sleep till the alarm goes off and you've set the alarm for whatever time to give yourself time to get a shower, get dressed, get in the car, and go to work. That is a jarring way to enter your work day, isn't it? To enter life. The alarm goes off and I'm instantly in a rush. And I have to go balls out to get ready. Run to the car, run out in traffic, just so I can get to work. Never done it that way when I could help it. Get up far earlier than you need to and enjoy the peace and quiet. Enjoy the morning. Yeah. See, look, I'm right again. All this rightness just to be right for the sake of being right. What's wrong with that? That's what I'm asking. There's nothing wrong with being right. Think about the dichotomy of those words. It was about time travel. Time travel gives me an ice cream headache. I avoid time travel at all costs. These guys from the future showed up in my home and they were, we want to take you to, I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to go. Not going. Was this after Scribbattle, Cap? I saw Scribbattle went live last night. I was just too tired to watch it. I put in a good day's work yesterday on the books, plural, that I'm working on. Before, yeah. Put in a good day's work yesterday. I've got more to do today. I want to go ahead and finish the floppy. I can finish one or the other, the novella or the floppy, probably in one go. Well, the floppy might take more than one because drawing a page takes longer than writing a chapter. That cracks me up. I remember when I first came into this odd world that we all share a space in here. And I was being polite. I was like, I don't want to stream over my friends. And I don't remember who said it. It may have been a Lazmat. I don't know. But anyway, someone said, streaming is like merging onto the interstate. You can't wait for it to be clear. You just have to gun the engine and merge with the traffic. And I've lived by that ever since. So I won't deliberately run into a friend's stream. But at the same time, I'm not going to wait for a slot. You'll wait all damn day. You'll never stream. Because there's always, and that's a lovely thing, there's always something going on. It's been a rainy night in Georgia. I need to get on that midnight train to Georgia. And I kept thinking, why would you do that on purpose? Because it sounds better than midnight train to South Carolina. I guess. All right, I will do my best to soothe you to sleep. My voice isn't very soothing right now, but I'll do my best. You know, no matter what side of that particular issue an individual finds them on, it is undoubtedly true that Hen and Margot stood up for themselves valiantly. And why not? I mean, I think a person should be applauded for standing up. I'm not going to dogpile onto Vic King, and I'm not going to be smarmy about saying this guy. It's Vic. I like Vic as a person. I think Vic has some issues he's got to work through. But at the same time, to shield him from the consequences of what he may or may not have done is nothing more than enabling behavior. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to dogpile on the guy either. Like, Vic, if you need to talk, you reach out to me, buddy. I'm a retired counselor, but I may know a thing or two. If you need help, reach out. I'm here, non-judgmental, non-condemning. But back to me, my favorite subject since I retired. You know, when you spend a lifetime, boys and girls, making it all about the other person sitting across from me in my office as a counselor, whether it's an individual session or group therapy, and then you retire and it becomes all about your family and all about yourself, that's kind of a cool feeling. I haven't been here in a long time. Think about how many hours of the day you spend immersing yourself in the troubles of other souls. And then you break free from that. It was like, for the first month after I retired, Cap, it felt as though I had put something down and misplaced it and could not find it, nor could I call to mind the thing which I had put down. That nagging something in the back of your head that you're missing. Well, it was the burdens of hundreds of other people that I had misplaced. And when I realized what it was, what a weight. You don't realize how heavy that burden was until you put it down. It's like, oh, I feel better now. Most of us like to think, in our heart of hearts, hearts that we're good people. And when, as a good person or a person who believes themselves to be good, and really from the internal monologue, how are the two different? They're not. And then you are confronted with your own wrongdoing. It causes an internal distress. You can call it cognitive dissonance. You can call it whatever you like. But it's not comfortable. And if all you have are maladaptive ways of dealing with it, then you're going to deal with it in a maladaptive way. The trick to therapy is, first of all, learning for yourself what your issue is. And then secondly, learning a healthy way to deal with whatever that deficit may be, whatever that issue may be. It's not always a deficit. Trauma victims are, they certainly did have a deficit in their life that warranted being victimized by somebody or something. But they were perhaps deficit in their coping mechanisms. So I had a great talk yesterday with my co-host, Tanner Hurley. Tanner is a hell of a good guy, if you don't know. Just a real stand-up human being. And we were having so much fun talking that what little voice I had left after the show yesterday was completely gone by the time I got home. Then sat down, continued working on the book. Then I jumped on with Rex and wrecked what little voice I had left. I want to solve all your problems, John Dillard. That's what I'm here for. Oh, I'm up early. I'm not up late. That's you. You're up late. I'm up early. I'm the healthy crowd here. There's a link if any of you charismatic souls want to jump in here and bring your own point of view. Of course I'm right. Get your ass in there and I'll solve your problem for you. All of my answers are guaranteed to be 100% correct or your money refunded. I got fucking problems. All right, links in the chat if you almost about it. I've got to get a fresh cup of coffee. Step away for a moment. I'll be right back. Well, son of a bitch, as I'm leaving to get coffee, this troubled soul comes in.
Shh.
Why am I shushing?
It's late, Doc.
No, it's early.
No, it's late in California.
This continental landmass thing.
What's that noise? Oh, you play music in the background?
Yeah, only when I'm monologuing, turn it off here.
Doc, I got problems. You can solve my problems? How are you solving problems? Are you solving mental problems? Because I have mental problems as well.
Yeah, we'll solve your mental problem in 10 minutes or less, or your money refunded.
Absolutely.
But the question is, as it always is, do you even know what your problem is? Hey, Cap. Good morning.
Hey, Doc. Hey, Dillard.
Oh, shit, I just dropped my cigarettes in a bucket of water.
See, now I've identified the problem.
Oh,
Too much water, clearly.
It's dripping wet. Look at that.
Oh, no, John.
This pack is still sealed.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Thank goodness they're not menthols.
There's nothing worse than sacrificing a full pack of cigarettes to the evil that is water. John, why are you still up?
I still have work to do. I just work until I can't anymore, and then I fall asleep. And then when I wake up in my chair because I fell asleep in my chair, then I go inside and sleep. Now I'm getting a phone call.
It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. Eternal. Oh.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
That's for me. I'm not here.
Yeah, Yeah, tell them I'm busy.
Tell her I'm not here. If that's a woman, I'm not here. You ain't seen me, right?
Cap, how are you doing today?
Well, apart from that awful argument with Yucky Gum backstage at Dillard's, I'm just fine, thank you. How are you, Doc Blaylock?
I'm good. Were you right?
I was technically, correctly, demonstrably right. I said 2 + 2 is 4, and Yucky Gum said it's 69. And everyone else laughed and went, ha, 69. Captain said
Sorry
2
about
+
that.
2 is 4.
No worries.
What
Oh,
happened?
hi, Dylan.
Hey,
Who was it?
Captain.
Was it for me?
My
No, it was-
thesis, gentlemen, and everybody on this panel has heard this because a woman has said it to you. You're arguing about something and they say, you always think you're right. Well, of course I think I'm right, and so do you. That's why we're arguing.
Right.
Who in the
Yes,
fuck
right.
thinks they're wrong and then opens their word hole and lets an argument fall out?
Exactly.
I
They
do that
think they're wrong,
sometimes.
And then afterwards they go, it doesn't matter. Oh, it mattered when you started the argument 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't
He's still
matter
talking
when
about that. He said it doesn't matter. Your side of the argument didn't matter.
What's up, Finn? Good morning.
Oh, now
Yo.
we're going to debate
Doc.
the
Good
meaning of
morning.
it doesn't matter. No, he meant the whole argument doesn't matter. Hi, Finn.
Well, and obviously it mattered to somebody because you took the effort to open your word hole.
Exactly. That always happens. People argue with me. I prove them wrong. They start crying, going, Captain, but it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter. No, I proved you wrong, you dumb motherfucker. Anyway, hi, Finn.
What are you yelling about? What's going on here?
Oh, ad hominem. It's just talking. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Finn,
Oh, hi. How are you?
Finn was cruising through the Ethernet and he smelled blood in the water and he went, what is this?
I was here to listen to
like
John
that.
Dillard. Get help. Dillard needs help.
John Dillard.
He survived an earthquake yesterday.
Did you know that I'm an earthquake survivor, Doc?
I had not yet heard this particular bit of news. What magnitude was the quake, sir?
It was 2 earthquakes. The first one came through. I thought it was somebody just, bumping something against the shed. 2.2, little earthquake. But then there was a nice little jolt where like everything kind of shifted a little bit.
Oh,
That one was a 4.4. But the epicenter was Riverside, California, which is where I live.
Oh.
So I lived in Southern California for a year and a half. Never experienced an earthquake. I come back to the deep south, and one morning, about this time, wee hours, the house starts shaking, and I thought the washing machine was out of balance and it was shaking the house. No, it was an earthquake. So I live in the home of earthquakes. Nothing. I move here to where the substrate is granite, and I experienced one that was fucked.
Dude, I was freaking. That's the one. I was at work and put down. I had a leaf blower in my hand, and I got the truck. I got the leaf blower, and I was doing something with my phone, and I put the freaking leaf blower on the ground. And when I did, I felt the floor freaking shake. I felt the floor shake, dude, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I picked the leaf blower back up, and I put it back down again, and I kept doing it like 3 or 4 times, and it just dawned on me. I was like, "Was that an earthquake?"
Right.
I was like, I never felt one before, but that was like, it was like really light. It was like,
it's an odd feeling.
Right when I put the fucking leaf blower down, though, I thought I shook the world. I thought I shook the earth when I put it down, like Mighty Thor.
You were like, was that my charisma? What was it?
Yeah, man. Like, was I ready to fucking do some work or what, man?
That's what I'm saying.
When you lived in California, Doc, what area?
San Diego.
San Diego?
Yeah.
It's strange that because I feel multiple earthquakes every year.
Year and a half, not one, not ever.
Maybe because I live closer to the San Andreas Fault than you. I don't know.
Maybe so. I know that also when I was there, it only rained twice.
Yeah, that's normal.
I mean, after a while, you're going, blue sky, sunshine. Does it ever fucking rain here?
No.
No was the answer.
Foggy, but never rain.
Cold as fuck at night. Hot as hell during the day.
So, Doc, I got problems. How you gonna help me?
Tell me what's going on with you.
Doctor, give me the news.
Yeah, I'm here for this. I'm here for the. I'm here to watch Dr. Blaylock.
All right, here we go, John. First of all, disclaimer. You and you alone are completely responsible for all of this.
You already gave me this disclaimer last time.
Do you agree, sir?
Yes, I agree.
All right. So what is it you would like to work on today, John? Notice what I did there, boys and girls. I didn't say, how can I help you? I said, what do you want to work on?
Oh, nice.
I want to work on my rotten luck, Doc. Or rather, my outlook that makes me perceive that I have rotten luck.
And that's a good view. So you're saying shit is happening, but it's I want to work on how I'm coping with it.
Maybe. I don't know.
If you don't know, who does? I mean,
you're a doctor.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
I'm not a doctor, sir. I just play one on television.
Oh. I mean, I don't want you poking around in my head if you ain't got no credentials.
I no longer have credentials. I'm a retired counselor, not doctor. So
poke around in his head some more. See if you can find something.
But what I've heard you say already is, all this horrible shit has happened. But you also said how you're dealing with it.
No, because I'm kind of dumb, right? And I see this stuff as like consequences of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as like a woman, like I'm manifesting these things into existence.
You're making it happen.
So yeah, you're
right.
You're espousing some consequences of your own thinking. Then is bringing this about.
Maybe I think so.
Infinity said something about
create your
luck.
own universe, bro.
Oh, turn off your fucking camera. Nobody got time for your shit.
Oh,
Look
fine.
at his background, though. Put some
I've been up
light
all
behind
day,
you.
all right? Leave me alone.
Not
Yeah,
you,
that's
Dillard.
better.
I was talking about this fucking guy.
Yeah, Doc, you're such a distraction.
No, Dillard. I was not talking to
Gentlemen,
you.
we're in session here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say something because Infinity was talking about luck, right?
That's
You're saying
an
you're bad
MF
luck.
mask?
You're saying you got bad luck. What is luck? And what is bad luck? Is there good luck and there's bad luck? What is luck? I know what the answer is. It's rhetorical.
Finn, why are you not on camera?
Yeah, what's up with you, Finn?
We're doing transparency.
It's not hooked up. It's not hooked up.
We're doing transparency and honesty here.
Yeah, come on, Finn.
We must create
Drop
an
the mic, bro.
environment of complete honesty. So, John,
I was going to ask.
bad shit happens, and you're saying that you think like you're thinking like a woman who says she can manifest things. That am I somehow causing this shit to happen?
Right. Because I'm thinking, am I listening too much to my wife? Has she become like an earworm that now I'm thinking that way? Because I don't normally think that way, but now I'm starting to lean that way, and I don't like it.
Right. Because
that's off of feeling.
Because it's putting accountability on me. And on my and on the way I think, like the way I think is wrong or something,
And it's running hard up against the way you've always operated, and it's causing some friction in your own mind.
Yes.
Am I listening too much to my wife's point of view and taking on board her analysis of what's
right? Her, yeah.
Yeah, what he said.
Well, hold up. So she said.
Wait a minute, fellas.
Whoa, wait a minute. Back up there.
Wait a minute. John, there's from the first time we began having this conversation months ago to right now, there's a common thread running here. In both instances, the issue was the way, not am I causing shit to happen with this thinking, but my wife's thinking is impacting me. And
So Jonathan's thinking about his wife's thinking, and that's impacting his thinking.
So what I'm hearing is
you're hearing the thinking.
There's an issue with your autonomy. How much do I want to listen to myself versus my spouse.
Hold up, before you go there, because I see what you're saying. Her intuition is giving her some shit. It could be that, or it could be she might be right, but she might be a little off target, saying that. What is luck? What is luck? Tell me what luck is.
No.
What is luck?
No.
She says you got bad. What did she say to you?
No.
You got bad luck?
No. Finn. That's not where
Which
we're going.
one? You got
That's not
both
where
of
we're
them.
going with this. We're not weighing the validity of what she says.
Well, no, because he's saying, is it my fault? I want to get to what might be the underlying root, and then he could maybe figure out, pinpoint maybe something that.
Right, I'm hearing you, Finn, but what I'm
but that's Doc's job.
Oh, well,
the underlying root, you say.
What I am thematically hearing from John is my wife is in my head. And I'm wondering how much weight should I be giving this versus the autonomy of my own reasoning.
But he was saying, do I have bad luck? He's like, you know what I mean? That's what you said, right, John?
He was saying, see, this is the listening skill. Because my wife is saying these things, and it's running up against my own thinking.
Right. So what he's saying is that he's got bad luck because that's what he heard from her.
He's wondering if that.
No, what I'm saying is that let's take it like this. Let's
Shut up, Kennedy. I'm trying to fucking figure this. Shut up.
The fact is, like, if we have a common fact, the common fact is I do have bad luck.
Comments.
Is my bad luck just luck or of my own making and poor decisions, or am I manifesting bad luck?
What is luck?
The way my wife is saying, or is the way I'm saying?
He asked
there, right there. Say that again.
Right.
Say
Right.
that
But
again.
what is luck?
Say that again.
16th time.
Say
What?
that
The
again.
question hung in the air. I
I'm
know.
going to say it audibly again.
Yes.
Okay. Is it the way I'm saying it, or is it the way my wife is saying it?
And that is causing you to experience what?
I don't know, not being sure about things. I don't know a better way to
Yeah, it's
You
manifested.
feel unsettled in your thinking because you have applied more weight to what your wife is saying about it.
Right, like I feel like that's kind of dangerous.
Well, hold up and analyze what you're talking about. What is luck?
No,
You know how women think.
No,
All
it's
she
important.
heard
It's
is
very
your
important
wife
right now.
was
It's very
it's
important.
not.
Yes,
let
it is.
me explain why it's not. He could be talking about whether or not he likes the color blue, whether or not he likes to have lasagna. None of that matters. It's the crisis of thinking. It's the collision of two schema running into one another. That's
That's not what I'm
cognitive
talking about at all.
dissonance.
That's not
He's
what I'm
talking
talking
about cognitive
What I'm talking about is what
dissonance.
he's talking about is if it's luck, what is luck? You don't even know what
is
luck is.
luck?
What is luck? I know the definition. I'm asking you. Do you know what luck is to analyze what the fuck you're thinking? Because it might be total bullshit.
I mean, it'd be really helpful if you just told me what luck was.
Okay. Luck is preparation plus
No, it's
timing
not. That's
equals
bullshit.
luck. Take
No,
those two things. So
weekend
what
dictionary
are you not
using.
properly prepared? And what are you properly not preparing? And are you hitting the wrong time? Are you on the wrong? Are you?
It's very
Are
opposite.
you not moving on your timing?
morning,
Just
Caroline.
like what Doc's saying. Are you
So
not
what-
moving on your own timing? Are you moving on?
What's going on here, John?
Like,
It's just a little bit of cognitive
Have you,
dissonance.
man?
I'll
right,
have
never
what
mind.
Finatra's
All right,
having.
never
That's
mind.
clearly some good shit. Turn his
So, because
mind
you
to
keep
muck.
saying luck, but what does
What
luck mean?
is luck?
It means preparation plus time
Okay.
equals luck.
If we accept that
Well,
premise,
to be perfectly fair, no,
Preparation
but
plus
I said
timing.
luck one time, and you've been saying luck the rest of the time.
Because that's what you said. That must
That's
be on
what
your
you
mind.
said.
That's
All
the
right.
first thing you said.
all right, hold on, guys. Counseling
So you need to
101
dispel that.
is not picking up on the individual words.
Yeah, irrelevant words
It's-
completely
He's not, why
deranging
keep
the
bringing out what
conversation.
his wife
Hear
says?
what I'm saying,
Let's talk
boys.
about what he's
Exactly.
doing here.
Here's
I mean,
what
fuck,
I'm
got
saying.
nothing
fuck
to
what
do with
Dillard's asking, Finatra?
You listen to thematic presentation.
Oh,
What is the overarching thing that's being discussed?
Not listening to Dillard.
So, John, to what degree is this causing you distress? On a scale of
What
1
is
to 10.
Oh, like I don't have a lot of problems in my life. 4.
A 4. All right.
Pretty,
So,
it's pretty severe. Pretty severe.
So you're calling a 4 pretty severe. How bad would it be to be at a 6? For fuck's sake.
Bad.
So How much I've frequently wondered this one myself.
How often?
There are certain cultural norms.
Norm.
And in your cultural norm, to what degree does the wife make the calls?
Zero.
I didn't hear you. Zero. So the fact that she's getting into your head. Is distressing.
Yes.
I, John Dillard, am applying too much weight to what she's saying. Is that because, John, of the amount of shit that's just happened recently? Or is it because in light of all the stuff that's happened and that close proximity for extended periods of time to your wife's input, that it's getting in your ear and it's fucking with your thinking?
Oh, fucking with your thinking.
Give me the first one again. What was the first option?
Look, you just suddenly went foggy while we were talking.
Got the red wire, the blue wire.
It was as though, John, while you were thinking, everything went out of focus.
You think that your proximity to things you're thinking is impacting your thinking of the effect of your luck on her thinking. I mean, what is luck?
Preparation plus timing. What are you not
What was the first option you gave me?
That's definitely not that
my
one.
culture?
You can't have bad luck.
Yeah, I'm trying to repeat it.
Opposite of luck. Lack of planning. That's leaving it to luck. I mean,
I think it's probably more than like.
Yeah,
But you can't plan for a lot of the shit that you've been dealing with.
I would say that
That's
it's
why.
more. There hasn't been a severe change. There hasn't been a severe change in the latter, so I would say it's probably the former. It's probably cultural.
In other words, you're not spending any more time with your wife than normal,
right?
In her presence and in those conversations, but that there's been such an extreme degree of shit happening that it's overwhelming.
And you only talk to her so much, so like the last thing you really remember was that, and you should talk to her more so that there's more stuff y'all could talk about.
More?
I mean, I don't know.
We talk to her all the time. We talking.
Oh, okay.
There's a axiomatic truth in counseling, gentlemen, and I always remember this. So
what does axiomatic mean?
I don't know. Move on.
Don't finish it first.
So that when your friends
will infer it from context.
to talk to you about one of their problems,
yeah, right.
You want to remember this: you don't try to fix their problem. It's their problem. If Finn came to me with a problem and I give him the solution, he learned nothing. If I get it wrong, it's my fault. If I get it right, I fixed it. He did nothing. But if you help your friend understand both their problem and their own solution, then where does that leave the locus of control with your friend?
Locus? Is that like an insect?
No. Fucking Christ.
I am the locus of control. Look at my eyes.
John, on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful has it been to go through what you've been going through?
6.9.
Yeah, that's a weird question. Because like right now, like just today by itself, not very stressful at all.
Okay.
When things were very, very backed up and I had a lot of physical work to do and things started to fall behind and pile up and all that stuff, very like probably I would say like an 8 or a 9.
Yes. And let's keep in mind, boys and girls, as you're listening to this, here's the context being severe structural damage to the home. All right. That's a thing. It happens. However, there's also, I'm a man, and in my ethos and my cultural ethos and my personal ethos, I'm responsible for the well-being of my family. So I have to provide for them. They need shelter. They need a home. We got to meet those Maslowian bottom tier existence things: food, shelter, safety,
Wi-Fi.
In addition to that, while I'm focusing on doing this, the work with which I pay for all this shit is backlogging on my ass. I'm not doing this. I'm not able to stay on top of the work. These are stressors that pile
I didn't
on.
say anything.
when an unexpected event happens. And they're stressful. But John, what I heard you say is very telling. Right now, it's not. Why? Because I, John Dillard, took action. I got on top of things. I worked at it. And that's your work ethic addressing the situation. Or did I miss that completely?
No, you got it. Yeah.
Okay.
You had no control over the stuff that happened, though. And you know what I mean?
And so now where you're at is kind of retrospectively. My wife is saying, perhaps, John, you're manifesting all this bad and it's coming about because of where your head is at. I don't believe in manifesting, by the way, boys and girls.
Right. Because when she said that, immediately in my head, I'm thinking witchcraft, heresy.
Yeah. From a Christian standpoint, that's completely wrong. And I am a Christian, but I don't force my schema on, say, if John is over here and he worships Buddha, I don't care. Does your schema, the way you believe, allow you to believe that you can manifest good or bad just by willing it to be so? And John, what I'm hearing you say is, no, that's bullshit. I don't think that way.
Correct. Yeah.
But your
and
wife,
yet you literally manifested the buckler.
but I'm hearing you say that your wife kind of has that mindset.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Confused.
Frustrated. Makes me feel frustrated because she's putting things now like extra work on me. It's basically blaming me for something that happens that I feel I have no control over.
Right. You're saying to me, and I'm gonna Finn, I'm gonna use you. I'm gonna pick on you. Finn, you're telling me that my thinking is causing all of our problems.
But you're getting under my skin.
What kind of burden is that to put on somebody? And here's the second part of that problem. If Finn and I are, let's say, brothers, I'm a Christian. How could you possibly even believe that if I, as maybe the older brother, was responsible for leading you in spiritual truth and you're coming at me with this bullshit? What the fuck? John.
Right.
Am I hearing you correctly, sir?
You are. You're hearing me 100% correct.
And I'm going to point out something. John literally said the thing that we in the school of therapy that I use, we live for that statement. I feel X because X. When the client is personifying the problem, when they're saying, I'm feeling frustrated because this, then they're identifying their own problem. And that's the whole goal. That's where you want to be. So John, if you're there, then the next part of that sentence is, I feel this because this, so I will then do this. Fill in that last blank.
So then I will not listen to her. Ignore her.
I can ignore it.
Reprimand her.
Well, just
chastise her.
Why don't you give her something like
guide her to a correct way of thinking?
Say something
reassuring.
Reassure her about something. Reassure her about her woes. That should be all right.
Here's what's going on, John. Everything you're addressing right there, except for your first option, involved a change to her. You can't change her, but your first one was, I can ignore it because you can control you. So other than ignore her, what can you do for you to feel better about it?
Very good.
I don't know. I feel like there's something easy that I'm missing.
It's not a trick question. I'm not saying bagging. I have the answer.
I'm not saying that it is a trick question. I feel like there's something easy, like an easy answer that I'm missing. I don't know, because if like I said, yeah, I could either ignore her, but then I feel like it's my responsibility, right? As the husband, to like
let me
to not only say I don't think so, and here's why you shouldn't. You know what I mean? I feel like that's my responsibility.
Exactly, and if you feel that, then there's nothing wrong with you acting on that. But what I would say is, before you do, let's apply the concept of expectations versus reality. My expectation of my spouse may be thus, And when it is not true, then reality and expectations no longer match, and that's going to cause conflict, either with me, with her, or between us in a personal conflict. So I can either adjust the reality or I can adjust my expectations. And you can do either or.
Are you telling me that I gotta be content with being uncontent?
No.
Happiness is overrated.
It's the question becomes,
Happiness is all about expectations.
The question becomes, what do I need to shift here? Do I need to shift the reality of the situation, or do I need to shift the expectations? So in light of that equation, John,
You need to improve your reality and lower your expectations, and you won't be suffering.
in light of that paradigm, that formula, what are the things you can and cannot do? And those are the things you have to weigh out for yourself.
Oh.
An optimist is never pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I stupid? I'm not coming up with anything in my head.
You're not stupid. You're on the spot. The answers
No, you're
are
married.
quick.
That's the
If
difficult
the
thing.
answers were quick and easy, John, you'd have already thought of them, wouldn't you? Because you're not a stupid
I
person.
feel so. Yeah.
Right. So it requires a little introspection, a little thought, a little conversation with trusted people. Where can I go?
What's the question I'm working on again? I'm sorry. There was too many distractions in between the question and then the question to me. What's the question that I'm supposed to be thinking about? Oh, there it goes again.
If we keep in mind that the conflict comes from our expectations not meeting our reality.
The conflict comes from my expectations not meeting my reality.
Yeah, not meeting our reality.
Correct. So which of those, the reality or my expectations, do I need to change to get me, John, to the place I want to be?
I'm always trying to get my reality to match my expectations. I've been doing it the wrong way around all these years.
Well, no, you can change either. Let me give you an example.
I'm always trying to shape reality. That's why,
we do.
It's not easy being a wizard.
We all of us try to shape our reality.
Yeah, give me your money.
But here, let me give you a good example. I was doing.
Well, I mean, the thing that I could definitely 100% change is my expectations.
Correct.
Oh, more things.
And in what ways would that be? In what way could you do that would be beneficial to you, John?
I don't know.
Would it be?
Immediately, I'm thinking of that stupid Mad TV skit that lowered expectations.
Right. Well, could you perhaps say, John, all right, well, my expectation is that my wife should think the way I think about spiritual matters. Can you change your expectation? This is a legit question, not a suggestion. Can I just allow in my expectation that she just thinks differently and she's going to believe the way she believes? Or is that of such paramount importance spiritually to you as the head of the household that that's not something you can allow?
It's big.
Exactly.
I feel like I could allow it, but I feel like that would just be taking another L in the spiritual department and just giving up on another thing that I should be doing in my
right. Now, might I suggest to you that perhaps this is something you can shape over the long haul rather than expect an instant change of thinking?
It's possible, but it's been a long haul already.
Well, of course it has. As long as we're in a relationship, that's the long haul of helping to shape one another. That's the natural process of being in relationships, right?
Yeah.
But now we're talking about a deliberate hand on the tiller steering the boat. So, I'm really hearing on a spiritual level, which is very
because I don't think the boat rudder is fully operational yet.
Right. It ain't working. So what do? What different thing can I do to affect the reality? Because that's what you're talking about here now is I want to shape the reality.
But if the boat's rudderless, we don't know where we're going.
I didn't say it's rudderless.
It's just not working 100%.
Yeah. It's got a little hitch in its giddy.
Rudder.
There's a little play in the rudder here.
There's no rudder.
Steering's a little loose, Captain.
It's loose. It's broken. It's missing. There's no. It's like
No, not the same thing. Not at all the same thing.
Get the rudder. Fix the rudder. Clearly you're not working with a full rudder. You're all over the place.
Method. I don't have a solid method. I got to fix the rudder.
You better fix that rudder.
Fix
the rudder. Who broke the rudder? Doesn't matter. Fix the rudder, then find out who broke it. Maybe the question is who broke the rudder.
No, that's not the question. So
my question, I don't know. Maybe Sinatra broke the rudder. I don't know.
Keep my name out your mother freaking mouth.
Just saying, where were you when the rudder was broken? I'm not saying it was Sinatra, but
John,
did Sinatra
I'm over here absorbing Doc's good positive vibes, manifesting it.
Hey, I didn't break the rudder. Talk to Dillard. It's his fucking rudder. He broke it.
It's hey Ryan Cardinal, what's up, buddy? Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Melted Copper.
Hey Ryan.
Hey, John, it sounds to me like you've got a clear handle on what it is you want and what's causing you the distress. The only thing that's really eluding you at the moment is how do I shape this? Because that's what you're talking about. Is my expectation is thus, and I'm okay with the expectation. Therefore, I need to change the reality. The reality is external to myself because it's in my wife's thinking, and I'm not good with that. So, therefore, the question becomes what, John? What question do you ask yourself?
Yeah, I mean, the question in my head immediately to keep the metaphor going is how do I fix the rudder?
Right.
Do I have to formulate some sort of a plan of action that would work because whatever I've been trying hasn't been working?
Yeah.
Do I have to change my approach? Do I got to change my vector on the approach?
How you're interacting with her to get her thinking to come alongside yours.
Right. And I can't, maybe because I'm a bad person, but I can't not think of manipulation tactics. How do I do that?
Well, that's kind of a big question because it also poses an internal dilemma. Is manipulation wrong? Am I a bad person because what comes to my mind is manipulation?
The kind of manipulation I have in mind, yes, wrong.
Exactly.
Do you take it personal? Yeah. Do you take it personal because she's a woman and that's what the women do? I guess
that's my wife.
You know? She's a woman. Yeah.
If my first thought is I need to somehow manipulate her to get her to think the way I do, I would suggest to you a couple of spiritual principles.
I'm not gaslighting you, honey. You're gaslighting me.
Would be that the Christian principle says what? That we just first embody
Burn
it.
the pagans.
We first embody it, and then we espouse it. But we do all of that in what manner? We do it with love, not with a desire to dominate.
Right.
Like I had an atheist say to me one time because I was kicking his ass in the argument. He was like, "But dude, it just seems like right now it's your need to be right more than it is your concern for my soul." And that actually hit me. I was like, okay, I don't want to come across that way. I don't want to manipulate this. So we do have to kind of say, all right, first I espouse what I believe. I have to live it. It has to be visible to the people around me. And then secondly, through expressing what it is I believe and how I think our family should operate and what I think about manifesting and, like you said, John, the witchcraft of thinking that my will can shape the world around me just because I wish it to be so. We know that's bullshit.
What, you never tried praying?
Prayer is not calling on your own willpower. It's calling on a higher power.
That is an important distinction. That's nice theology. Good one. Yeah, absolutely spot on there.
It's also kind of a component I left out of that, John, and I apologize because, of course, prayer is the third way we do that. So I'm going to pray for my wife. I will espouse the virtues I want to see in my family. And
sorry, I have to take this phone call. I'm sorry.
Yep, I got to go get coffee. So Finn, take the
floor. On line 2, coffee on aisle 3 for Doc Blaylock.
I got it.
For Doc 3.
Yeah, Finity.
Yo, do you like drum and bass?
You are a fucking.
I know, right?
Disrespectful.
This fucking guy.
See you next Tuesday. I'll tell you
I know, right? But I tell you what, though, you are playing so well in my
comment.
Oh,
go. Oh, am I?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll be back in about 1.5 minutes.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Do your thing,
time,
man.
Dillard. I want to talk about Sinatra. No, you're like a fan favorite. They're like, I like your book, but can we have more Sinatra? He's sexy AF. What's his number?
Oh no.
Dillard's drawing you like it. I know you keep worrying that I'm going to like fuck with you. I'm not going to fuck with you. It's a cool character. I can't do it. It's too popular now.
I'm gonna. I want to check it out though. If you could let me see the preliminary.
Sure.
Or not, or like the before when you get the PDF down or whatever. I want to read through it and freaking so I could. Because if you do have me in there, I'm gonna show it off. Whether people will buy it or not, I could only.
I doubt that. But
thank you, gentlemen, for holding it down. I gotta say. Hey, Finn, handle shit while I'm gone. The first thing he does is dig into Cap.
I'm just talking to Sinatra here about his
Hold up, no, Doc, what did he say?
I say, Finn, handle shit. I'm going to go get coffee. Finn's like, I got it, Doc. And I step away and I hear Finn start digging into Cap.
I'm Finn. I'm the real Finn. He's not Finn. I'm.
You got time for that shit, Doc? No, I appreciate you, Doc. I wasn't trying to talk, but you had a good point. Yeah, because you're way beyond. Yeah, you're way ahead of me. So I mean, there's nothing I can really say about that. But my point was like the whole manifestation. Like, do you believe in luck? Like, what is actually luck? Like you couldn't prepare for things that you can't control, and then the burden of the world is on your shoulders, and you're like, what did I do? And you didn't do anything. You did everything you can do, and now you're back on.
Finn, think about this. If you truly believe in your heart and your mind, and you'd be wrong if you believe it, that you can manifest the goods and the ills of the world, and then you see the ills of the world happening around you, that's on you.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, what happens when you're the ill of the world, right?
Yeah, that makes you the source of the problem. I don't want that burden. You grow some wings and flap on out of here. Jesus.
It's this thing where, like, even now, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but since Dillard's not here, like the drama and shit like that, like, even though I might get into some, like this last week, I've been like, I'm going to stay steer clear from all that shit. Cause, unless if something really funny happens and I catch a clip and make a song, that's just something I do anyway,
Right.
It's just, they said vibes, though. It's the vibes where I'm like, I don't want to fucking get involved in those.
Yeah, I don't invest. There's a difference between saying I don't do drama and saying I don't invest in drama.
It depends.
By that, I mean, Finn will invest himself into drama if it benefits him. He can get a good song out of it.
If I get a song out of it, you're right. If I could do something creative, but that's transformative. That's making it that's literally. I got this. I become a fucking sort of god at that point. You know what I mean?
But
that's the fun part.
I'm not using the drama.
I take your meltdown and make it into art, Sonny.
And I invest in it. Then what am I investing? I'm investing my care, my concern, my mental faculties, my emotions.
But see, I do that in the song. I do that. I put my care in it.
And that is literally like saying, I see the chemical spill in the water, but I'm going to swim in it anyway. No, not doing that.
No.
Unless
if I had something to do with it because I made a mistake, well, then I'm going to have to deal with it. But if I got dragged into it because I was scapegoated or gaslit or some shit, I guess I'm going to have to fight to get out of that shit. And
if I find myself splashed by the drama, I'm going to wipe that shit off and move away. But if I waited out in the shit, that's on me.
Yeah, if I made a mistake of doing something wrong, well, then I got to deal with it however the situation goes, whether I got control over it or not. All this shit is really I can't deal with it because I don't have that much skin in the game as these guys got. And to some point, I'm not going to become a fucking lackey.
Right. And I tend to not, myself personally, because I don't invest a lot of myself into other people's drama, I tend to remain willfully ignorant of what's going on. And that is deliberate. I don't want to know. But if I become aware of enough of it, I'll say what I have to say and I just leave it alone.
Oh, willful ignorance is bliss. I'm writing that down. Brilliant. Oh no, it's
Why would
Melted
Finn,
Joker.
says Melted Copper, dig into the polite, sweet, and charming captain that illuminates youth, happiness, and positivity with each micro breath of his movements? Wow, I sense
I said sarcasm. Shut
I
up,
sense
hippie.
sarcasm there. Here's what I know.
Do you know what? When I do put out sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, they don't want to hear it. They want blood. I've looked at my numbers. I can do positive. They don't want it.
Cap, I listened to a stream you did yesterday. I missed the live stream, but I went back and I listened to it. And I got to tell you, I can't remember what part it was. I'll go listen again. But I literally spit coffee out laughing at something you said.
Uh-oh. Why, was Sinatra on?
No, it was good. It was something good.
Well, you can't remember the funny. You did something funny, but I can't remember.
I can't remember. I was going to say I need to go back and watch it because it wasn't a long stream. Because it was
so hilarious, I forgot it immediately.
It was, yeah, it was clip worthy. That's what I'm saying.
You mother flipper.
Yeah.
That's like me going, hey, Sinatra, I love that song that you did that I can't remember.
All right, so John, what we're going to do is we'll make a follow-up appointment.
A
month from today. And we'll check.
I have homework.
And we'll check in and see how those measures of prayer, espousing, and then manifesting. We'll see how that's manifesting. Exhibiting.
Just say to me.
I got manifestation on the brain now. Did you hear what I said while you were away? Were you listening?
I didn't. I had to go and do some.
Yeah.
I thought I left for too long and I lost my spot, and you were now you were shrinking Sinatra's head.
Think about this, John. If you're a person, seriously now, if you're a person whose ideation says that I can manifest the good and the bad in my world, and then the bad shit happens, that's on you. You caused it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, Fanta, that was exactly it. Is it ironic that Hen is the only one in CG that's not a chicken? Yes, that was it.
I got you with a pun. Yeah,
that was well said. But think about that. Oh, I manifested this good thing in my life because I wanted it. But your neighbor's house burned down. Did you manifest that too? Are you that evil? If you have that kind of control,
it becomes narcissistic at that certain point.
Yeah. I mean, come on. You're not. The Christian mindset says, I am so infinitesimally unimportant to the world that they won't notice the moment I'm gone. There's a funeral, poof, gone, you're out. Right?
Christian.
But to God, in that schema, you are so important that he sent his only son to die for you.
I was about to say exactly.
So that means that I, as a Christian, I don't have the power to affect the world that way. But my dad built the thing, and he's in charge. So I think I'll appeal to him, not to myself.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of on the same topic, but not really. I hope it's not too off topic. But there's a movie out there called There Will Be Blood.
Called what?
There Will Be Blood, starring Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right.
And the guy's a monster in the movie, right? But the way that he's written, and he's talking to his brother who he just met, and he tells his brother that he has a competition in him. It's not enough for me to succeed. I need others to fail.
Correct.
Am I the only one that also feels that way? Is that a natural feeling? Is that something that we have to like suppress just to be decent people? Or is that something that I feel because I'm a psycho?
Well, I mean, the fact that you're asking the question says that you yourself have questions about the validity of or the morality.
He's only a sociopath.
So, yeah, only Cap just hit on it. Only people with personality disorders think that way and don't have a conflict about it. It's natural to think that way. I want to win this game, therefore you must lose this game, right?
Right, or I want to win this game and set the record, and I want everybody else to injure themselves while playing.
How do you feel about that thinking?
Like, I feel it's bad, but it's always there.
So
I don't act on it, but it's always there.
And all that tells you is what?
That I'm a bad person.
No. It means we're all human. We all fall short, but I'm aware of the shortcoming. I'm aware of the shortcoming. I'm aware that that's a shortcoming. That's a problem in my thinking. Is that a spiritual matter I need to take up with God through prayer? Is that something I need to adjust in my everyday thinking? I get that. I get it. Whether it's that mindset or any other, we all struggle with that kind of stuff. Everybody struggles with it.
Because I watched that movie and it bothered me for a long time. Still bothers me. Because this guy in this movie is a straight up monster who in that very same night murders his brother in cold blood.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I'm like,
is it wrong that I feel that way too? How fucked up am I that I entertain the same kind of thinking? But the question becomes, how far would you act on that thinking? If you extrapolate that into the real world, how far am I willing to go to actually manifest?
I don't do it. I've never done it. But it's all
right
there.
Right. Because why? Because of my own personal code, or because society would frown on it?
I guess personal code, because I would feel like it's wrong.
Correct, sir. Which means I wouldn't concern myself too much with the fact, am I?
I want, like, my ego is such that, like, when I do win, I want it to be a real victory. I really want to show that I'm so much better than all these other pieces of shit.
Correct. We all, I mean, I have said for years, because I get asked this, and I know you have too, John, you're an artist. You know, hey, there's this art contest you're going to enter. I don't ever enter art shows or art contests where they award ribbons or cash prizes or whatever. Because if I win, that's terrible for me. If I lose, that's terrible for me.
I still do enter art contests.
Yeah, I'm just saying personally, I don't, because I know how I would react to winning, and I know how I would react to losing. You know what I'm saying?
I entered this art contest.
Seconds.
I entered this art contest and I got second place.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
It's been
That hurt.
waiting for months.
Now I know that I didn't do like what I was supposed to color the picture and all that. I just submitted it as black and white.
Right.
But in my head, I'm like, that should have been sufficient because I'm John fucking Dillard. My arm. But when I got that second place, everyone's like, "Oh, congratulations!" Right? Like immediately in my head, I wanted to shoot an email out and be like, "I withdraw my
right
submission."
Take your second place award and shove it up your ass.
No, not that. It was more like I don't want other people to know I lost.
Oh, so that becomes then an esteem issue.
Yeah.
The heck?
I don't know. Welcome back, Cap.
Yeah, but you got a lot from it though, too, man. You got a bit from it. You could have got nothing.
Well, yeah, but the mindset there, I get that. I know that as a kid, I'm talking about way back in elementary school, I won an art contest that I entered. And I got the big head off of that. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. And then the next art contest in that same elementary school popped up and I didn't win. Oh, I must not be better than anybody. I'm terrible. From that day forward, I'm like, fuck an art contest. I'm not entering that. It's all subjective. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How you gonna hang up this painting I did of this beautiful forest next to a Ty Wombly or whatever his name was that scribbles with a mop
next to my art?
Yeah, and this guy's gonna sell that shit for $21 million, and I can't give this motherfucking painting away that I just did. Get out of here with that. It's all subjective.
Jackson Pollock, this motherfucker right here.
You like my chicken that I drew right there?
That's a wonderful chicken ass.
You like my chicken?
That's a wonderful chicken.
I did that back in
I like that he's looking over his shoulder at us.
But
Yeah,
Nacho
yeah.
did draw this chicken. This is great.
I drew the chicken. I haven't drawn in a while, man. So long.
That the chicken is looking over his shoulder at us,
Yeah,
as though to say,
There's one
"Yeah, I'm
break.
trolling. What the fuck is it to you?"
Yeah, I'll fuck you up. No, it was like a Google reference. Yeah, it was just like something off of Google I found, or Instagram or some shit.
Do you like chicken? It's like one of
John, I think you'll get this. I gave myself a good chuckle a couple of days ago. I hate drawing man-made things. I hate buildings. I hate cars, planes. I hate drawing man. I don't know why. I just do. So, of course, I wrote myself a scene where a car pulls up in front of a hotel. And so I'm drawing this thing, and it's mathematically accurate. But as I'm rendering it, I get a chuckle out of the fact that no one will ever accuse me of using a 3D model.
3D headset.
No one can ever accuse me.
Right.
It's organic. Some of the lines don't line up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, at least it's honest art, you know?
If you know how to do perspective and you can see it before you draw it, then fucking you don't need any of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more you prep your piece, the more not practice, but the more you prep the actual image, the more it, the closer it's going to get to reality. You know?
Right.
And the more practiced you are at doing something, like for instance, rendering leather in inks, you know, the more people are going to think, did he trace that? Like I was drawing this thing one time.
Yeah.
It was a drawing for Rex, one of his heroes. And I had done it on digital while I was live from beginning sketch with the circles and the lines all the way to the finished render.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people in the chat saying this hammer effort is tracing that shit.
Trace that? Did you trace that?
I was like, just click on the bottom of the screen. There's a bar. Scooch that bar back, and you'll see. Whatever. Yeah, right.
You know, that's one of the good
it's
things.
just because that particular thing I was drawing right then and there, I'm very practiced at. I am very practiced at drawing hands and leather gloves on hands. You know, I'm very much so.
One of the things about being a painter is no one ever accuses you of tracing because you can't trace through a fucking canvas with paint. It's not possible. So I had someone tell me one time, you used a projector for that. Like, really? Here's a link to the live stream where I painted it live, you bitch.
But, if somebody was like, I don't feel like, look, people actually give me shit for working digitally, right? It's not real comic because it's not on board. You didn't draw it with a pencil and then ink it with a brush. There are people that will get on your ass for using these to ink instead of a Crow Quill pen. Yeah. And then if I use a Crow Quill pen, there are people that get on my ass for not using a brush.
Exactly.
Right? I don't
It's
really
like
care.
complaining to a writer they didn't use a manual typewriter. Hey, Hemingway, where's your keyboard?
If you want to use whatever you want to use, that's fine.
It doesn't matter what you use as long as the final product is fucking what you aim for.
As long as you did
Don't tooting for Sinatra what he said.
And the thing is this, you have to understand that if you use 3D assets, there's going to be some people out there that call you a tracer or a cheater or whatever. And you have to be okay with that because you're not going to change anybody's mind. You're not.
Yeah, look.
The book that I'm doing right now, the current book that I'm working on is primarily it's 5/6 digital and 1/6 physical. And you have to be okay with that. If there are some people that are not going to back the book because they want everything to be physical from top to bottom. I'm okay with that, And if I was like Cliff Richards and I used 3D assets, I have to be okay with people not getting the book or being unhappy because I use 3D assets. The only thing I would say, if you want to stay in people's good graces, is be transparent about what you're doing. Other than that, there's nothing to apologize for.
I said this yesterday, John. If you're not really an artist, but you want to do a book and you can't afford an artist, and you use 3D assets all the way through the book, just put a disclaimer at the beginning of the book. These are all 3D assets. I didn't draw this shit, but I composed it. I wrote it. Here's my book. At least you're being honest. Yeah. Just don't drop the shit in there and tell people you drew it from scratch because you didn't.
Like I was showing Yucky like yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, like with my digital drawings, right? I can set a perspective line ruler,
right,
and go. I don't even have to pencil. I can go straight to inks and just start outlining houses and apartment buildings in correct perspective because it'll guide my pen.
Goblin read my mind.
Right.
You know,
he's a living dog.
Now, John, I'm the opposite. I can lay out the grid and mathematically do everything perfect and still find a way to fuck it up. Still look like Dr. Seuss had a little bit of an influence on that house, is what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
But it's
but what I'm saying is there's some things that I don't give a rat's ass. Like they were talking about some warehouse scene. The guy gets out of a concert. Now, have you ever been to a concert or a venue, or if you've worked at like the back of a concert hall or something, it's usually in the warehouse district. It's usually full of warehouses and really crumbly, cheaply built apartments. Everything is square.
Right.
Everything's square.
Right.
There's no interesting architect. There's not a lot of people that design warehouses with interesting architecture. Okay, warehouses are square.
Yeah, they're not
rectangular.
They're not awe-inspiring works of architecture.
Right. So, like, if you want to use a 3D asset, I would just put squares all over the page, right? But if you want to use a 3D asset to give it like a sense of realism or something, go for it. It's a warehouse. What do I care, you know?
Where is the drawbridge? I see no portcullis.
Right. Now, I was actually doing a bridge. Now, there's this, not a bridge, but crenellations. On this castle, it's a fort in Alexandria called Fort something with Capet or something. Right. That's where the final battle takes place. I'm putting it on the cover that I'm working on. Now, the place itself is square. Right. It's a square. It has little crenellations or whatever. It's all square with a nice pentagon around it with ramparts. But I put him in the inside, kind of like it was a Colosseum, and because I wanted to give it that Colosseum feel, I gave it the same crenellations and everything, but I bowed the background in a scoop, like he's in a bowl, right?
Right.
That's not how it looks.
Right.
You know, but I feel like doing that
license, it needed that element.
I feel like it needed that for the framing aspect of it to give it the correct weight on both sides, you know, and the darkness of the sky, you know, feeling in. I wanted it to dip down. I didn't want it to be straight across the top. I wanted it to dip down. I wanted it to feel like everything's pressing in. He's being surrounded by enemies, and I wanted the top to feel like it was also pressing in.
Right.
You know.
Right. And for me, it was a good example is while I was renting this hotel. A hotel is just a geometric shape, all right. But to soften the panel, add organic stuff. There's palm trees. There's a horizon line that's wooded. You know, there's
welcome to the Hotel California.
A little garden area in the foreground that enables me to render these organic shapes. Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
Yes, the latest one right there.
That's the I wanted it because he's being surrounded by enemies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Particularly
like YouTube.
The foreground characters pointing into the panel. That is such a thing that gets overlooked. And honestly, I've overlooked it, John. So that was an eye opener for me. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that shit. I forgot you not only can do that, you should do that.
Yeah.
So cheers to you for that.
But you know what? If I said it would be okay if I used in my estimation, if I used
no idea
digital asset and I just put in that castle in the background, I wouldn't say the whole picture is a digital asset. But yeah, I did use a digital asset. I did trace it, right? But I kind of I didn't want to. I wanted to make it my way.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was a warehouse, I probably wouldn't have an issue using a digital asset.
Yeah, I mean, to my mind,
like how many times you got to draw the inside of a diner from different angles? It's
right. I think everybody by now knows I'm the most analog guy in the world. My computer barely runs. I can't do digital anything. So I'm certainly not going to be able to do it. But if I could. I'm struggling with this particular vehicle, getting it from this angle because I can't find a reference photo. I think, for example, the main character in Damn Dirty Thing drives a 49 Ford coupe. It's a pretty ubiquitous car for the time period, but I couldn't find an angle of it from the right rear quarter panel to draw the damn thing. if I had an asset, so I just had to guess. If I had an asset that would do that, I'm not going to put it down and trace it, but I damn sure would use it for reference. You know, here's this car. I can turn it to any angle I want and draw it. I'm doing
Dude,
that.
I do that all the time. I do it for cars. I do it especially for firearms.
Yeah.
I do it for a bunch of stuff. Like I have this program where you can go on the computer and you look up 34 Ford or whatever whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And it'll give you a 3D model of a 34 Ford that I could pitch, zoom, tilt, like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say, oh, perfect. Snatch that, put it on my paper, and then just look at it while I draw. I can copy this. This is easy, right?
Exactly.
I call it copying, but it's just using it as reference.
It's a reference. There's nothing wrong with references. There was some guy, I don't even know who he was.
I do this for reference all the time, right? I'm drawing somebody with a fist or a hand, and I'll go like this. And then I'll draw, all right?
Yep.
This is a reference. This is a photorealistic reference, you know?
Yeah. If Dillard's drawing Captain Infinity in the Jaguar, then we got a toy Jaguar. For close-ups, we got the real one.
Is that the 84 Jaguar V12?
It's the XJ6.
XJ6. Okay. I like both of them. I love the body style on those.
Yeah, no, that's very specifically to what Finity drives. He's got two, one for England, one for obviously in California. They drive. What have we got? Actually, it was Dillard's idea. It was a Merc. I thought that's classic Dillard. A Merc, because they're Mercs. Get it? That is.
Yeah, it was a
you don't get that
Merc
with a. Yes, it.
So, Margot, let me back up a little bit here. Margot joined us late. First of all, good to see you, Margot. Good morning to you across the pond there in lovely Scotland. It was great talking to you the other day. What we were actually talking about is the title of the stream. And I'm going to go back to this now that
do Finatra now.
Now that we're
up in his head.
Now that we have a little population. It is my contention that the stupidest point anyone ever makes in an argument. They say, you always think you're right. Of course I think I'm right. That's why I'm saying this. But
yucky, you damn fool.
Don't you also think what you're saying is right? Or are you just arguing to be arguing? If you open your word hole to express a point of view, it's because you think you're right, and everybody thinks they're right when they're talking. For fuck's sake, that's a stupid ass argument.
What got me, there was this one guy talking about he was saying, what does it feel like to be wrong? Right? And everybody's like, oh, you feel ashamed, you feel stupid. He's like, no, that's what you feel like when you realize you're wrong. What does it feel like to be wrong?
Oh, like when the fucking bricks fall on you.
Right.
Yeah, and I have learned this, boys and girls. Here's a little bit of free wisdom from the old doctor here. You will always be right if you adopt the following. I answer questions in one of three ways. I answer the question because I know the answer. 2, I say I don't know, but here's what I think. Or number 3, you say I don't know. Simple.
Yeah, I don't know is the best answer for everything.
And you're never wrong. You don't have
exactly.
You don't have to be wrong.
Well, you only know what you know.
Well, apparently, if you're a teenager, it's I don't know. You tell me.
No, it's whatever.
But depending,
I know what color my car is. If someone says, "What color is your car?" and I say it's blue, that's not open for discussion. It's
but that's fucking white supremacy.
That's blue supremacy.
That's like, no, it's not blue. It's Ford Racing blue, Doc.
Yeah.
Right. There was a great line that show Big Bang Theory. The genius guy on there, the girl says, "Can I ask you a question?" He said, "Given your level of education, I would encourage you to ask me as many questions as you can."
Bazinga.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pardon me, gentlemen, while I
get another one down. Get that coffee down you. Come on, Doc.
Numb up that throat. You got your boyfriend coming over?
Which one?
Oh, I feel suddenly incongruent. Yesterday,
damn dirty thing.
I I started losing my voice for no reason. I haven't been coughing any more than I normally cough with my Smokers Act. Yesterday, it was gone completely. So I'm just now rehabilitating my voice.
Do you drink milk, Doc?
No, I do not.
Good for you. Good for you, sir.
I
Absolutely.
think this coffee is hard.
I've never felt the need to be a cow vampire.
It's like a Finatra. He got hollow bones like a bird.
No, you get fucking sun by. I mean, you get strong bones by working out and getting out in the sun and working out.
Yeah, I don't do anything anymore.
You get strong bones by making your muscles pull on them, and how you get calcium is whatever.
We are Finn.
Cool, Margo.
Here's a healthy dose of philosophy for you. Since entropy is a thing and we all die, then it is apt to say that we're all circling the drain. Okay, some people will swim against it because they it's like the thing, rich people run because they want to live longer and enjoy rich. Poor people run because they're late for something. Other people in the drain kind of just kick back and relax and enjoy the ride. That's where they're going. And then there are those idiots that just dive straight to the center. Those are the self-destructive.
Greatness is not where we stand, but in what direction we are moving. We must sail sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it, but sail we must.
I, however, am one of those that I'm no longer swimming against the current to the drain. I'm just kicked back, enjoying the ride, sipping on a good cup of coffee.
Just a ride.
On your inner tube?
Yeah, think about this. The healthiest person that ever lived still died.
Yeah.
Jim Fix.
I'm not going to spend my life eating leaves and sacrificing any pleasures for the opportunity to have another 2 years of eating leaves and sacrificing pleasure at the end of it. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, McFly.
I don't disagree with you. I'm fucking smoking a cigarette.
No, I mean, if the difference was only 2 years, I would agree with you.
I smoke.
Like my dad loved his heroin, right? And
he's one of those diving for the center.
Right. I would rather, I would rather not die at 54. I would rather, I'd rather die at like 88.
I'd rather die when I can't
think that
wipe
30
my
years
ass.
is a good chunk of time.
Yeah. Did you hear what Chris Porter said about
to live a little bit healthier? 30 years is a good payoff.
Chris Porter said, he's a great comedian. He said, if I make it to 80, I'm trying some shit. I'm doing heroin. I'm doing me some cocaine. I'm doing some meth at 80. You don't do that when you're 30.
Me and my wife
That's
already
a terrible
decided when it's time to go, we're ODing on heroin.
When you're
young. Give me a hit of crack when I see that asteroid coming to Earth.
Yeah.
I'll take a hit of that.
When you're young, it's a terrible idea. But at 80, fuck it, do it. Because then they're going to come up and they're going to look at you in the casket and go, oh, if only he'd have. Well, no, he's good. He did everything he wanted to do. He's good. He's good. He did what he wanted to do.
As long as I can still wipe my ass and put on my own pants, I'll be all right.
Right. There's that.
Well, that's what I got married for.
Yeah.
Why am I wiping my ass?
We're all when we're young. When we're young.
I don't love her that much. I'm okay with her doing it.
We write checks against our future when we're young. And then payday eventually comes. You got to cash those things out.
Yeah.
I'm no longer writing the checks. I'm now living the cashing out of it all. And I'm okay with that. I don't resent it because I did it.
Look at that shakiness.
What's up with that deformed hand?
That's my drawing hand.
You gotta draw. I want to draw.
But I draw with this hand.
Your hand wants to draw.
But I draw with this hand.
Where's that from? Where did we see that?
Blazing Saddles. Come on.
Yes.
Oh, shots. The hummers are cool. That's my elbow, honey.
you've written the checks or you're still writing the checks. So you're either in the process of having to pay off those checks at this stage of my life, or you're still younger and you're still writing the checks.
Oh yeah. In some
I'm
people's
confused with this
cases,
check
your
metaphor now.
mouth is writing checks that your ass can't.
I use a debit
cash.
card. I don't know what this check thing means.
When I was young, for example, the guy my oldest son is named after was a lieutenant commander I served with, and he was a health nut. He would jog every day. You know, I didn't. I was a smoker, but I was in great shape. I'm young. I'm in the Navy. I'm active, and we would do our PFT, physical fitness test, and he and I would run together. And then, without fail, on the last quarter mile, I would light a cigarette and jog backward to show him I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm smoking, and I'm still going to beat your ass across the finish line. Here's the point. He's probably still able to run that. If I had to go from here to my mailbox, I got to take a fucking break. Because I wrote that check. And it's
That's another thing. Like, I would like to be able to, when I am in my, realistically, I'm probably not going to live a long time. Maybe 80 if I'm super lucky. But I still want to be able to, in my 60s and stuff, like, be mobile. I want to be able to do stuff. I want to be able to go for a walk or a hike or go fishing and not have to go and sit in the place that's the closest to the car because I'm riddled with fucking back pain and out of breath,
Yes.
Maybe I want to go fish by the dam, Maybe I want to take that walk,
Right.
I would like to be able to do that still.
And hey, John, that's a classic example of expectations versus reality. Right? So I have had to adjust my expectations. I can no longer make it to the dam to go fishing. But, if you pull the car over right here at the bridge, I can get out here and I can fish. Because I'm not going to make it down there to the dam. And even though I made it there, you might have to carry me back. So we're not doing that. I go plein air painting. That's my version of fishing. I go out to locations and I set up. And I paint what I see in front of me. It's amazing to me how interesting closer things are now for painting. I don't need to go out there to the river. Look at this beautiful view in my front yard.
Hey, Doc, how many pages is a damn dirty thing? 137.3?
No, it's only a 16-page floppy.
16-page floppy. Okay.
16 pages? That's 4 pages too many.
The novella is right now at 80 pages.
Oh, that's prose. We don't want to hear about prose. This is a comic show, sir.
Right. It's 16 pages, and I'm struggling to keep it at 16 because there's gonna have to be some edits. I'll put it that way. It wasn't necessarily the goal to say, can I tell this story in 16 pages? The goal was to lower the price point sufficiently where people could afford to just pick it up on an impulse buy. You know what I'm saying? Because Pariah is the main thrust of what I'm doing. The Jake Bishop books are something I intend to do for a longer period of time, and I can build on that over.
You're in it for the long stroke.
The long, deep strokes, John. The
Hence
balls
16 pages.
So then it became, I got to keep this at 16 pages to keep that price point low.
And I'm starting to do this number with my 2 fingers. Now it reminds me, gives me nightmares, like waking terrors, because I used to watch these movies with this actor named Colburn. And he had this thing with this arthritic thing on his hands. And his hands were always like this. And I'm starting to, when I smoke, notice that my 2 fingers are going down and down and down and down like this. This is terrifying for me, Doc.
Range of motion exercises every day. That guitar behind you, pick it up and play it.
That's as far back as my fingers go.
Oh, have it work out in a different direction and in a different fashion.
Yeah.
So you're not just working it in one way and getting your fingers stuck.
Right. And Finn, that's what I was telling you to do.
Okay, do what?
physical exercises to do when you play bass, or you'll regret it later. For your left hand, because of the French stretch on a bass.
Yeah.
You take your fingers, all of them, the groove in between each,
Uh-huh.
back of the neck, flush against the neck as close as you can get. Don't tilt either way, and then slide down as far as you can go slowly.
Uh-huh.
That's what she said.
Hold it there to stretch those tendons and ligaments out. Otherwise, you'll get those calcifications. I've got them. You'll get calcifications between your knuckles from playing the bass.
Yeah, the knuckles of my phalanges, not really my knuckles, but my finger knuckles. Those freaking, those are sore as fuck.
Yeah. So if you do that every day before you play, like even before I would do a show, I'd be backstage just stretching out my hands.
Yep.
Plus, you get that endorphin release, and it feels good.
Margot says, I have bad arthritis. Can't draw anymore. My hands do not look nice.
She's got the diabetes.
Arthritis.
The arthritis.
Arthritis.
That's high inflammation.
Yeah, that's one of the things, we were talking about me neglecting myself. I don't neglect my mobility in my hands. Because
I learned and it works. Somebody told me, I forgot who it was, but keep your thumb where your middle finger is for the most part, unless you have a big switch on it or whatever, if it's real quick. But for the most part, the rule of thumb is to have it where your middle finger
rule
is.
of thumb.
And I think if I can keep it like that, it does kind of it does make my hand feel better.
Yeah, think about this, Finn. When you're playing, if you're one of those that you drape your thumb over the fretboard,
I do kind of. No, I don't. I don't do that.
Well, hear me out. You're first of all, you're limiting your reach to the top string. You're also required to move your whole arm to move chords. But if you are thumb on the back of the neck, then you can arch your fingers, and without moving my thumb, I can go all up and down the scale.
This fucking hippie.
I kind of hold it like this. 'Cause I'm playing it right now.
Where's your thumb?
Right, kind of. It's kind of like when I play, it looks like that. There you go.
There you go. That's what you
got
want.
Mad room. Like
now, without moving your thumb, how far can you move your index finger? Up and down the neck.
I didn't move my thumb.
Without moving your thumb,
yeah.
How far up and down the neck can you move your index finger? Without moving your thumb.
Without
there.
That's my anchor point.
Yeah.
I could go. I'm on my third. I can go to the fifth.
Yeah. Now go the other way.
And I can't go to the last one.
Now go the other way, toward the nut. Leave your thumb. Leave your thumb, and go the other way.
Okay.
Now look
this way. Oh, not at all. Just
see what a difference.
Yeah, I could only go
range, and you didn't have to move. You didn't have to move.
Well, that's all you really need, right? When you're working.
But if you
these long, slender, and elegant hands that Sinatra had.
Not really.
But if you are hanging your thumb and you want to move that same span, then you've got to move your whole arm. And that's fatiguing.
Look at my fingers. Like my palm is longer than my finger.
Yes, kind of is.
you got those stubbies, John.
Got a little tiny hand.
I don't think I have long fingers. They're kind of thick too. It's not like they're slender.
Just play.
Nobody has thicker fingers than
Smug. Let me see your hands, Doc.
Nobody has thicker fingers than Smug.
Let me see the other way. Oh, Smug Pug's got sausage hands.
Smug Pug with sausage fingers. Oh, get those scales going.
I could only do a five stretch right now.
Yeah.
That hurts. That hurts like fuck.
Can you do new
I can't do
order?
a 4-chord at all. Like it depends.
Well, if you start doing the warm-ups, I told you, Finn, you'll be able to
I haven't studied chords at all on bass.
You'll get it. Don't worry about chords on bass.
Yeah.
You'll get but if you do the stretches I told you, you'll get a 7.
There it is.
I don't understand how any of this is helping my mental health.
Your session
How
is
is
over.
this germane to the conversation?
We have a follow-up.
Not even Tito.
I need more coffee.
Me too, right?
I left Finn in charge, and he immediately went after Cap. So, John Hendel.
I know he wants a bigger part in my book. Dillard is. I'll tell you what, you should see the way Dillard renders you.
He's vying for a bigger part in the book. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second.
That's what the ladies want.
Sinatra and Jay Dalla are two people who I could genuinely say that I actually believe when they say, you know, I'm not trying to get super famous.
I just can't imagine those two being in the same category. I was like, where is this sentence going? Yeah. One of those people is in my book, and it ain't J Dollar.
I wouldn't want to say too. You got to wait. You know, my advice is only goes so far as my what I've done for myself. But at the same time, I don't think that just because somebody's dumb, you can't learn Spanish from them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Muy frío, muy caliente.
I heard that, girlfriend.
Do you know why I have never successfully been able to learn a foreign language? Because I don't want to.
Yes.
¿Por qué, señor?
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? Yeah, you know that.
However, I think I could if I adjusted my want to.
I like why is for what in Spanish.
Yeah.
Think about it. For what? I say that in English. So like a lot of my English is like straight up translated Spanish. Like I was hopped up on Adderall one time, just super giggly and just really in my zone and having a good time. And somebody asked me something, and everything that came out of my mouth was the most positive, backwards Yoda shit you would ever fucking hear, dude. It was amazing. He's like, "Yo, you Puerto Rican as fuck." I'm like, I was like, "You caught me. You caught me being Puerto Rican." Speaking some broken ass English, man. I do it if I get in like a zone.
When you see the Y as a word,
E.
Pronounce it how?
It means and. E. It's like
I thought Y was what?
No. Y is gay. QUE is gay.
Oh.
And E, E just means and. Like
yeah, I learned this phrase. ¿Dónde es señorita Pilares tres Casablancas?
¿A dónde está la mujeres whatever in la Casa Blanca? Where's that woman of whatever in the White House?
Where are that woman's 3 white houses? Because I was there to pick up some furniture. And she taught me that phrase
in Spanish.
She taught me that phrase because no one on her cruise spoke English. She said, so when you get there, you're going to have to ask them this.
Where the furniture is.
No, where the houses.
Oh. ¿Dónde está la casa? ¿A dónde está la casa? Blanco, cualquiera color. Cualquiera. Cualquiera is whatever. Cualquiera is cual means like how like a quantity, like a cualquiera, like whichever. That's what that means. Like whichever.
Where are those 3 houses that belong to this chick?
And Spanish is weird. I don't understand Spanish too much.
Oh yeah,
it's all context for me. I could figure it out, but
ya me voy a la tienda por mantequilla y queso.
Just words that it doesn't sound like it rolls well for me, just because I'm kind of dumb. But.
Butter and cheese, Doc. Butter and cheese. Mantequilla y queso.
Ah, mantequilla. Yeah, mantequilla.
Ah, sí.
What's mantequilla? Mantequilla, yeah.
Mantequilla is butter.
No, I'm asking not you.
Oh.
Now,
white guy.
German is actually easy to start to learn, but then they start conjugating. And that whole language.
English
I didn't know that. Oh, Germany conjugates verbs too? Really?
They conjugate everything.
Really?
Now it's become verbs. Verbs become like nouns have adjectives built into them. And
there's said that Germans have words for things that no other languages can explain.
Correct.
Of like behaviors or like synchronicities and between people and like situations. They have like something for everything, dude.
Yeah,
I love me a bit of Schadenfreude, Doc Blaylock.
It's the most descriptive language. I
can't get enough of that fucking Schadenfreude. I tell you what, yesterday I was listening to Vic King and I was thinking, this is like peak Schadenfreude. There's no other word for what I'm feeling right now. I'm right. This is like Uber Schadenfreude. You know what I mean?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Schadenfreude.
Yeah, I like the casual disparaging trying to start an argument. I'm just following Doc Blaylock's example of a German basically, I thought it might help to have an example, a tangible example of
You think
basically
about
rather than have Doc Blaylock flaying around with vague generalizations. So, Finartra, I'm trying to expand your small mind there. With the word Schadenfreude, a German word.
I start with the broad and I bring it in.
Yeah, I'm bringing it in, Finartra. It's like I'm yin to the yang. He's general, I'm specific. It's like German words.
Oh, I get it, Doc. I get it. You anchor it there. You can do the chord better.
Look it up, Finartra.
Yes.
You might learn something.
Oh,
it increases your reach.
Comfortable. It's very comfortable that
You don't
way.
have to. Schadenfreude is all over the internet, like last year.
Schaden or
I get it. All right, cool.
Taking pleasure from like other people's having a bad time.
Oh, I need a bigger fretboard. I need a big fretboard, Doc. I need a huge.
That's what I feel. Like what I need other people to fail.
The big ass.
Gives me pleasure.
That's why I listen to Big King.
John, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I will fail for you.
You don't need to. That's what the
thank
all
you.
about.
Thank you.
So
you listen to him and Margot point out his flaws, and then you listen to him scrabbling about for bullshit excuses. There's no pavements. It's only a year late, and I'm like, I'm fucking Schadenfreude over here.
Shut the fuck up, Cap.
What I was going to say was when you look at you're trying to learn
shut
a
up,
language,
Sinatra.
and you start with simple words, and you listen to German and English, Wasser, water, was, what,
blau, blue. You think, damn,
bread. You know, there's so many similarities.
Der Untermensch.
Oh my God! Stop interrupting.
But then when you start putting the sentences together, that's when the shit loses its mind, and that's when I gave up.
It's a funny language. What were you saying, Captain Finity?
Just an example every time you just more of an underlining interruption, supporting Doc's central point.
Don't highlight my interruption, damn you.
He's like that lady. He's like a hype man. He'd be like, yeah.
Exactly.
I will say this.
The conversational hype man.
Cap, I truly enjoy your monologues you do on your channel.
Well, that's your problem.
It is my problem. I acknowledge it. I'm seeking
But I
help
don't
for
enjoy
it.
the monologues you do on my channel.
No, Captain Finity is a drunk man's Robert Meyer Burnett.
No, thinking man's Finatra.
Oh,
really
the thinking
important.
man's
Thank
Robert
you.
Meyer Burnett. Right.
He's the poor man's me. Yeah, thank you. You're kind of there, Finatra. You do the music, we'll do the lyrics.
So the earthquake was yesterday, John?
Yeah.
Did it damage anything?
It was during the Slumlord show, right? In the
Was
middle
it
of
really?
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch now.
I had to go back and be like, have an earthquake. I'll see you later. Hold on.
We had a weather phenomenon here. I think it was a week ago today. There was just some strong winds blowing. There was a wind advisory out. And then here at my home, there was 10 seconds of just roaring wind that stopped. And then there was a burst of wind. And I thought it was going to yank the roof off the house. It was so strong. It was like an earthquake. It shook the house.
Mm-hmm.
I went outside looking for damage. I was like, holy shit, boy.
And nothing really gets damaged around. I mean, I've been through countless earthquakes and, well, probably not countless. You know, at least maybe 60, 70 earthquakes in my lifetime here in California.
In an earthquake,
I've never seen anything get damaged. No cracks, no nothing, you know.
In an earthquake-prone area, John, why don't they build on? I mean, why would you build slab that ties you to the ground? That's begging for damage, isn't it?
Not really. I mean, the ground moves. The ground moves. Your house moves with the ground.
Yeah, but if you're built on,
it's not like a
platform that gives
it's
you
not
some-
like it's not like somebody threw a baseball at a window and the whole ground just turns into a bunch of cracks everywhere, right? You know, it's just something shifts somewhere and everything where you're at just goes whoop a little bit to the left.
Yeah, I've seen the movies. I know what Hollywood tells me it looks like. But
it's not like a spider web of fissures that people are falling into and shit in California, you know.
Yeah, there was that big Mexico City earthquake back in the 70s or 80s.
Did you see that that fissure that's opening up in Africa?
No, I haven't.
Dude, like they have this. There's like right through the middle of Africa. Apparently, is like a tectonic plate, and it's gonna split. A piece of Africa is gonna split off, and it's gotten so big now that like it's like an actual span, like 5 feet across, and it goes on for hundreds of miles.
In Southwest Africa, like the whole freaking the rift. What's that shit called?
Yeah, it moves like half an inch a year, but over the course of the last 60 years, it's getting pretty big now.
Yeah, that shit is gonna.
I'll have to check that out later.
No, there's a river that runs right through. I'm looking at the map right now. It's at the left of Tanzania. There's a lake up there, and all that shit is about to get split off in 1,000 to 1 million years. It's not gonna. It is splitting off pretty fast.
What if it happens?
It's the same force that's pushing up the Himalayas.
Oh, is it pushing it back?
It's
the
rifting that
Himalayas
apart.
are pushing up, and that part's pushing back. That plate.
If you zoom, yeah, exactly. If it's pushing out there, it's pushing up there. Exactly.
Right.
But anyway, what I was going to say was there was that big ass earthquake in Mexico City that just devastated the city. Buildings fell down. It was awful. In light of that, a neighboring village rebuilt modern homes out of bamboo. There was a subsequent earthquake that did millions of dollars more damage to Mexico City that didn't touch that city. It just swayed. Nothing broke, nothing shifted, nothing fell down. So the moral to the story, boys and girls, if you're going to build a house in Mexico City, build it out of bamboo. Gilligan had it right.
In Mexico? Bamboo in Mexico?
Yeah, they imported it.
Professor Anne, Mary Ann. She was way hotter than Ginger.
Bamboo is edible.
Bamboo grows here.
So is Mary Ann.
Prolifically. Yes, so is Mary.
I don't even get that. I don't get that.
Don Wells was edible also.
You go back and watch Gilligan's Island and everything will be funnier.
I always preferred
that's a
Mary Ann
problem,
over
Sinatra.
Ginger.
You should get in more. Watch more TV.
I don't. I watched Gilligan's Island was not my thing when I was younger.
I like Gilligan's Island.
But
That's kind of old. I was too young for it. I was like, I don't know.
But
I
I'll
didn't
say
get
this.
the adult humor. I didn't get the adult. Any of the adult humor I didn't get until
The adult humor of Gilligan's.
Yeah, there was. You fucking kidding me?
Hey, Shadowhawk. Good
Curb
morning.
your Gilligan enthusiasm.
Looney Tunes had fucking and cartoons in the 90s had all the adult humor. If you watch them now, you'll get it.
The old 1940s Warner Brothers cartoons.
Oh yeah,
those were adult as hell.
That was cartoons in the back. They were for adults. They were for
Yeah, they were. But here's the thing.
Yeah, Fritz the
All
cat.
if I'm on Gilligan's Island,
it's a lot more grown up than you realise.
if I'm on Gilligan's Island and I actually wanted to get off the island, which I wouldn't, that would be paradise to me. But anyway, if I wanted to get off that island, I'd give Gilligan one fuck up. But after the second time he ruined my chances, I'm just leaving him there on that island in a shallow grave. All right, Gilligan had to die. That's what I'm saying.
Not the holes in the desert, Captain.
Just saying.
A lot of holes in the motherfucking desert. Hey, who's this
but
guy?
you
Who's
ain't got
this
no
guy?
fucking. You ain't got no doctors out there on the island. What are you gonna do when you get sick?
Well, you got the professor.
I'll be the doctor.
And if I'm there, you have more medical expertise because I do have medical expertise. I started in medicine. I moved to mental health. That's actually where the doc nickname comes from, not from the psychology.
Am I tripping, or was the cast of Gilligan? It was the two old people, Gilligan, Skipper, Professor,
and two hot girls. Two hot girls.
Yeah, there was the hot
Ginger
chick
and
the
Mary
film
Ann.
star.
The movie star, the little farm girl. And I personally found the farm girl more appealing.
Amen, Doc Blaylock. Oh, you
gotta raise. Talk about expectations. She's just more attainable to you. That's why you like her.
No, she was hotter.
No, well, you're on the desert island. No one's a film star here, honey.
No, you just picked the homely looking one because you're like, I could probably pull that.
She wasn't homely. She was beautiful.
She was the better looking one. That's the funny thing. She was a hot brunette.
no.
Who wants the fucking, anyway.
Ad hominem.
Mental health is what? Oh, I missed it. Oh, I was going to get the secret to mental health from Margot.
There it is. There it is.
I thought you were gonna say severely lacking on YouTube these days.
That would be a true statement. I have quietly sat back. I've been in this sphere now for a year and a half. I'm a latecomer, but I've been sitting back and watching the players formulating a diagnosis for those
narcissism,
for those that need them.
Multiple personality.
So that
What's my diagnosis, Doc?
So I better know how to deal with those. You don't qualify for a diagnosis, John. You're a normal person having normal thoughts about normal issues.
Yeah, you're an artist, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, artists should be a mental illness. I agree with that. I mean, Finn is an artist.
Thank you. What about
he's a multimedia artist?
He's a Renaissance man. He's an actor now.
Doc.
But hold on. But if I had to diagnose Finn without ever having done a session with him,
definite narcissist.
No, he is absolutely ADD.
Wow, that goes without saying.
Yeah, I've never noticed how ADD I was until like I got not started YouTube knee deep in YouTube, because you start falling into your pitfalls.
Right.
And then like, but the ADD is fuck. And that shit is ravaging my life. I need help. That shit has ravaged my life. I've been undiagnosed all my life.
Now, see, you've never told me that. I've never heard you say that, but that's just the observation.
No, it literally fucking and some OCD a little bit. It all triggers one thing. Once one thing happens, the other symptoms start rolling in, and then all of a sudden, but I have not hit rock bottom in so fucking long. Either I am gonna hit it real hard again, or I need to quit drinking, and then I'm gonna Let
me ask you a question, Finn. Let me ask you some diagnostic questions. When you're trying to sleep, are you unable to stop the channels from switching in your mind?
I drink and I smoke weed.
Okay,
well, weed does it.
Without the weed and without the alcohol, is it hard for you to stop the channels from changing?
No, not at all.
No. All right, so you're able to focus
on nothing for me is consistent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's always an up and there's always kind of like a.
Do you go through periods where you're bouncing off the walls and then periods of lethargy?
Oh, mania and self-loathing.
No,
mania and self-loathing.
Not self-loathing, just down.
Yeah. I think that's every fucking winter.
All right. So first of all, here's a disclaimer. Everybody is bipolar. All that means is we have ups and downs.
My bipolar goes from 3 weeks to 3 months.
Look at the monitor. Everybody has ups and downs.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what bipolar disorder is. It swings too far, it swings too fast, or it swings and gets stuck in the ups.
No, it does that. I do that, but I'm very aware when it happens, and I kind of I have the awareness that I'm going to embarrass myself, or either I'm going to do something really dumb that's going to embarrass myself, or I'm going to be a detriment to somebody around me. That's more important than my neuroses.
So would it be fair to say then that the fear of doing something that will embarrass yourself triggers anxiety for you?
Yes, but I do it so much that I do it so much that I do it for a reason.
You do what so much?
I desensitize myself for my triggers when I embarrass myself.
He puts himself in the position to embarrass himself.
And I watch the chat rip on me, and I go through those motions, and people are okay with me being a fucking goofball or.
So you're doing a very healthy thing that's called exposure therapy.
Everything I've done in CG has been the best thing anybody in my position could do. Learn, accumulate education, learn more, fail hard, meet people, try to be the best person to them, and don't get too attached. Don't love too much. Love enough, but not enough where
Well, that leads me to a question, Finn.
Sounds like no one's watching.
Why didn't you shield Pariah for me harder?
Oh shit!
Because
because you didn't know me is the answer.
And if there was if there was more than 1 or 2 or 3 people that would have took the bait, then that would have been momentum for me to get real excited and then get more people to challenge them to back it as well. So it's a rolling snowball. It's a snowball that we have to create when you do these things.
That was a joke. You did shield me, and I appreciated it very much.
But
That
the
was
snowball has to be
sarcasm.
created because I could share it, but there's moving parts that need to be.
Momentum is momentum, and excitement is infection.
Now, if you give me a PDF before I read it, and then I talk to you before I read it, and I tell you, then if I'm excited about it, then my excitement is freaking infectious.
Did you back my book, Finn?
No, I didn't back anybody's book since last year.
I knew the answer to that question before I asked it.
For many reasons, but one of them is that I don't got money. Second one is that I hate being guilt tripped. Doc.
I was just fucking with you.
For this reason,
I have kicked somebody off my show before. Somebody came on and they were doing that. They were doing that whole like passive aggressive like sales pitch to me as like I brought you on my show. You want to fucking pitch, right? He's like, well, I mean, if nobody's backing, you could always back it, Dillard, right? I was like, I'll tell you what. How about you get the fuck off my show? How about that? And I fucking kicked his ass out. This guy wouldn't know a fucking wouldn't know a fucking potential backer if he kicked you off his show. Fuck out of here.
There's moving parts. There's things that need to happen when you want. You have to create momentum. It's the energy. People have to jump on board, and you have to. And you could create it in a stream, but is that going to happen again? Maybe not, because the people that backed you in that one stream backed you, and maybe the next one they don't.
That is what we call a disarming question by redirecting, so that I could go into the next diagnostic question.
You're leading me on.
The next diagnostic question,
He's softening you up.
Is
it's called manipulation.
Do you hyper analyze things?
If I'm to the levels of my competency will allow me to disseminate what the fuck is going on, to break it down.
What the fuck?
You like to really look into things.
Yeah, as far as my my intellect will allow me to. I could only go so far as how smart I am about it.
Right. And how frequently in doing that do you get an epiphany?
Whenever I sit on the toilet and get away from everything and take a mean shit. Every time I go to the bathroom during the stream, I come up with a bright idea. I come back and I kick on it. I keep going. I got a step away. I'd be like, "Oh, guys, I got to go pee really bad." I go pee and I'm on the toilet for 1 minute. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let me bring that up," and then I'll talk for another 2 hours.
Which is,
I don't mean to detract from Finatra, right? But it's because I noticed that Finatra and me share a couple of traits, right? And something I noticed that we also share is like that whole thing that artists do, I think almost collectively, right? Which is too many good ideas, right? Or what
not
we think
enough
are too many good ideas and not enough time. Are there things that would help with that? Are there exercises to help with that? Or is that something we're going to suffer with our entire lives?
Prioritizing.
Well, there are literally tools you can use that are called decision matrices.
An editor.
A daily planner.
Decision matrices are where you list all the things you'd like to do and then what you would like to accomplish with them. And then
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I said it wrong then. And not like that. I mean, like, I'll get an idea. And Finatra's told me he's doing the same thing. You'll get an idea, and then you'll be up for 3 days because you need to get it out, and you're fixated on it, and it ruins your whole life, right? It ruins your progress on whatever you're working on. Everything else starts to suffer. It's like getting hooked on a video game almost. Like everything just falls apart because you're fixated on the one thing, and then you're like, oh my god, and you can't go to bed, or you go to bed but you can't sleep. You wake up and you might as well just get back to it. You know what I mean? So it's like you mess up everything. Everything gets messed up.
Everything else gets pushed under the rug when
I think that has a word, and it's just that hyper creativity that certain artists have. It's not necessarily. I mean, maybe inventors and engineers have.
Is there a fix?
No,
Well,
there's not.
but you should be glad. Your
not.
problem. Do you know how many people, how many writers on YouTube? Oh, I was writing a script, but then I got writer's block. If you've got writer's vomit, you should be happy because you've got too many ideas. A lot of motherfuckers don't have enough ideas. You've got too many, and you're bitching about
like
it.
vomit drafts. Yeah, vomit
Yeah.
as much as you could, and
Yeah,
vomit
there's a-
every.
Get that
There-
shit
there's a
out there.
great
Be
line.
grateful you're not one of those suckers lacking.
I don't remember which movie this comes from, but someone said,
I've got writer's block. Good.
bad ideas. Don't you love those? Because there's really no such thing as a bad idea when your creativity kicks in.
You got three types of people: the people that talk about ideas, the people that talk about things, and the people that talk about people, and it's people that talk about events. You know,
Boom, the three things. Oh,
the three
Financial's
things that
got
people
it.
think about: ideas, people, and events. Right?
Mhm.
People's at the bottom. Is it
Or the
tedious
people
minds
is
for
the
the people?
events are in the middle, and
Yeah.
then
Ideas.
that's where I lie up
Sinatra.
top. I lie in La La Land. You know what I mean? Like I love that shit.
But to answer
And-
your question more specifically, John, there's nothing you can do about it except embrace it. I think, as a creative, like there are many times when I'm drawing and I want to paint so bad I can't stand it. I have to put down the drawing, and go paint. And there's a big part of me when I like seeing Finn sitting there holding a bass. I want to go get a bass and start playing again. You know,
You know how many people I'm inspiring? I'm
No,
doing.
I mean, like,
whatever I'm doing here is
realistically,
making
right, like,
people dig
I
out their guitars, out their closet. So
I got like things I got to do at certain points of the day, and I need to go to sleep at a certain time so that I can do those things, and I can be awake or wake up to do them, and not like crash because I'm all like dead tired and stuff. Like I got kids and shit. I can't afford to keep doing these stupid things that like, and
Right.
I got deadlines. This shit derails my progress, you know.
what do you do about it, John?
Hey, Finatra.
Hub, your guitar's not important.
I'm getting
wanna
a
hear
condo in La La Land.
I
What-
fail is what I do, Doc. I
hear
fail.
what
The
you're
majority of
talking
the time, I fail at my obligations.
Everybody fails.
Which obligations suffer because of it?
You also succeed.
Uh,
Give yourself credit.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah.
the time that I spend with my kids
Okay,
suffers for it.
so
I'm sorry, go ahead.
the practical, mundane things of everyday life take a back seat to your creative endeavors.
Right.
Congratulations, you're an artist.
Yay.
We all have that. We all have it. It's something we all do.
I'll be doing something, right? And then I'm like, I forget to charge my phone,
Right.
which means my alarms don't go off, which means I forget to take my medicine, or I forget to pick my kid up at school.
Sigma, yo. You know, that you believe in astrology, Doc? Kafa?
No.
So I had a chick who was
Typical
breaking down
source.
astrology, and she was like, "Oh, you got a contradiction in this line up here and there. You seem like very possessive and kind of what's the other word? Men act like towards women, possessive, and what's the other one?
Controlling.
That, but there's another word. Not
Passive-aggressive.
insecure, but possessive and obsessive.
Okay.
So
Nice
exactly, yeah. That's why I don't have a girlfriend, because I know how I get, and I get fucking psychotic with some bitches.
What's that got to do with astrology?
So she said in my past life, so in my life right now, I want to help people. I want to do that, but that's not something that I'm supposed to be doing. That was in my past life. That's just ingrained in me. What I did in my lifetime right now is made it all about myself. So
You should find out whether or not this
I'm
lady
teaching my
floats.
soul a lesson that I shouldn't do things by myself, because I find myself by myself. So I think the next life I'm gonna find a balance in between.
What was that, John?
It was good stuff. I think
I say you should find out whether or not this particular lady floats.
No, because I heard this stuff before, and she mentioned everything. But no, she was fucking right. But she was like, yeah, in your past life, you helped everybody.
Is she wearing big
You
chunky
helped
jewelry?
everybody, and then this life, you were like, I want to make it all about myself,
Did
and
you
I
have
did.
visible tattoos?
And either I'm gonna really fail. I haven't failed yet, as far because I'm not dead. But
Shit,
either I'm gonna
daddy.
make it happen because I wanted to be selfish, because I helped so many people in my past time that I'm like, well, I helped so many people. Or maybe they were like, maybe you should go help yourself. Maybe God was like, maybe you should go be selfish. You know what I mean? So I think in this lifetime, I'm being very selfish, and I'm learning a very harsh lesson in that. And maybe I learned a very harsh lesson in my past life for helping people too much. And in this life, I want to help people, but that's not my goal. My goal is to be selfish.
That's why Finatra's in my book, because everything's about Finatra.
I mean, this will be my 5th book I've been in. The fifth book I've been in.
How much of that, Finn?
I knew it. I'm just a fucking
How
another
much of that
instrument for God's plan.
do you
So what does
embrace?
that mean for my next life?
No,
If that-
how much of this that you're expressing do you embrace as hard reality? And Shigama Colonel Moore, good morning.
That line of thinking, that line of study and practice has got me so much pussy that it doesn't matter if it's real or not.
That was actually a very grounded answer.
I could tell a woman another way without astrology. I could be like, "You're not making love to me. I'm just a vessel that God flows through, and making love to me is only making love to God."
Oh my Lord!
I'm dead ass serious. I haven't got pussy in years. Y'all gonna give me some pussy because I just said that. You know, that's how good that line is. That's how damn good that fucking. You say it at the right time, and it's like. But you got to make sure when you make love to her,
that's the good Lord.
no, but you can't use the Lord's name in vain. So when you do fuck her, it's not fucking, it's loving, because God flows through you. So you have to be responsible, and then you have to send her on her way. You know, at the end of the day, if you're not going to marry her, but you said, you know, you make love to me, you're not making love to me and my body. You're making love to God.
This is
God flows through me.
This is some epic level rambling of a madman.
It works. No, that shit is fucking, man, listen.
Let me tell you what works. I'm going to give an inside scoop to young people.
It's real. Right no, it's real, Margot. It's real. I don't care. I got a call and it works. No, because it's real. I know
that it works. It's just when you say it out loud, it's easy for people to be like, I would never fall for that.
Because I'm not getting pussy right now. But if I said it's some chick and she threw her arms,
if she was right there in front of you, it's a different story.
Yeah,
it's easy to be like, oh, I can see right through that
like,
online, you know?
There it is. There it is. Finn.
Robo Poon.
Robo Poon and Robo Chan.
And it's Poon Tang.
No, this got to be. Thanks for the idea, Morg. Morg helped me out in Discord a couple years ago.
Past Master Dan has already trademarked RoboPoon.
Ah, fuck. Damn it. You're a real Mark Brooks, man. He took that out of Mark Brooks' fucking playbook. Good job.
I remember that, Finn. Dude straight up tried to blackmail you.
Remember that shit? Yeah, it was wild, dude.
That was fucked up.
I like that, though, so now people know who I am. That was fun.
I
got mad at him, and I was like, you know, you want to make it up for me, you could do the cover for Robo Show. Yo, I walked away. Like I said, when I walk away, when I have the biggest epiphanies, when I was arguing with him, I walked away and I did something, and I was like, you know what? Why does it? You know, we could make this better if he just makes a cover for me. And I came back and I was like, yo, man. I was like, I don't mean to be a dick, but why don't you just make a cover for me and we could just say bygones be bygones and let bygones. And I think it was like Johnny. Now, who's that one guy who used to hang out in the back rooms? Colonel Morg, the other guy who was there. What the fuck was his name? Not Pogs, not fucking. There was a guy who sang in Discord. Smug Pug's homeboy, not. I don't know. It was some other guy who was.
Pig?
No, not Smug Pug. There's some other guy in that Discord who was trying to do damage control and the thing. He's like, "Nah, Mark's cool, man." The fuck's his name? Skits? Are you
talking about My Sketchbook 340?
Not him at all. No.
Nah.
Skits. Fucking what the fuck is his name?
Skits comic.
I don't know. I just know it wasn't me.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
And if it's not about me, Finn, what's the point in even talking about it?
Well, you're always right.
Yeah, what does any of this have to do with me, John Dillon?
What does it have to do with me? And what does everything not have to do with Finity?
That's why you're in my book, because I know it's actually about you. That's why I didn't Yeah, exactly. You've got to realise everything's about Sinatra. If you don't put Sinatra in your book and get it drawn by John Dillard, what the fuck are you doing?
Love bombing Sinatra.
I was in because
It's the only way. He loves it. Don't interrupt him though. Carry on.
I was in I do like some love bombing though. I do love it.
He loves it.
I don't buy into it too much, but
yeah, right.
What was it? I'm in a bunch of books. I'm in Dixie Rose, Days Vault, I think. Damn, no. I'm in like three books right now. And
Captain Infinity is the main one. That's now you've made it. You're at the top of the pyramid.
I gotta go look again. I think it's 4 and another one, and then your book, so that'd be 5. I can't keep track. Y'all motherfuckers be acting like I have a good memory.
Exactly. I only care that you're in my one, but
I gotta go look again. Oh,
the pentagram, because you're a witch. That's a hexagram. One more.
In Canadian Tussle?
Yes.
I don't know about Canadian Tussle yet. All right. It says 6.
In the very last page, me and you are cops.
That's right. Oh, you showed me that. We were in the car, right? That's right.
No, we're both just like standing there looking at a fence. Okay. Looking up at a fence.
I think there's another one. I can't. Yeah, I know Dixie Rose, Dave's Vault. There's another one. Your book. And
you started as a cameo, but now it's a speaking role. And you slap Finity. How dare you?
Yeah. So I want to check it out. Just to check it out. So, I mean, if you want me to actually try to promote you, then I want to know more about it, because if I don't know anything, I'm not going to be able to sell you.
I don't care about the others. I'm just trying to get in your head. As long as you read it, I don't care about them.
Yeah, I'll read it. Yeah.
Great. Well, you better. You're in it.
Well, I mean, if it's good, I'll promote it, and I'll try to do the best I can. But if it's not good, I'll promote. I'm not going to try that hard.
And that's the selling point. Drawn by John Dillard. That should be enough. What's the story about? What do you care? It's drawn by John Dillard. It's got Sinatra. It's got French maids.
The story better be good. I'm a story guy. Okay.
Oh, the story's good. The story's
my art.
Ha! Story. John Dillard is the story good. Ha!
Have you seen my comic book art?
Oh, here we go. No, let's talk about your book now.
I don't know.
Damn it, I was close.
You were that close to getting
close to. Oh, talking
That's
about
my
the story.
art looks like.
Oh.
All right, so it don't really matter about art. It matters about what's going the fuck on sometimes.
No, people don't care about the story.
Matter about art. Like, I know how to make comics, okay? Or at least I think I do. I know how to make comics, okay? I know I get
good
the idea.
Story, dynamic characters, lots of violence.
Yeah, look at this dog.
Fast cars, hot chicks,
and chases
drug use.
I want to get back to the Buckler book too, dude. I want
the Buckler.
I get cartoony with it.
Look at this great page for the Buckler. This is the first page of book 2.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? All right, I'm shitty compared to that, but it's all about good panels.
Right.
It's all about good panels. I know how to make comics, I think. How about that?
Who's that? Lena Horne?
Barbara Streisand.
It took about 9 months, and the chin is protruding too far out, but it took me 9 months to be able to do that. Look at that. See, I wish I could draw that gun. That's good. That's good. That's why everybody needs to help me be successful, so that I could hire John Dillard,
right,
to draw my book.
I wish John Dillard was drawing my book,
or anybody that I have, whoever. There's enough money.
God dang it! starting to get grim up in here.
All right.
Ah.
That was a pretty chick you drew there.
Thank you.
I was working on a case because someone had stolen the desk.
What's that?
This is how desperate.
Are those your new?
Oh, Siggy's. Oh, you only got a couple left.
Oh, they're not earbuds. What are they?
No, this is how desperate the situation is becoming, fellas. Getting
He's
low
running low on cigarettes.
Getting low on the smokes.
You better sell a commission. 11 by 17. Come on now.
Cap, shut up.
I'll be right back.
Good. Hey, shut up. Hey, can we get the Big Bumper Book of Comebacks, Doc Blaylock chapter?
Doc, read past Master Dan's comment. Okay. Babs. I didn't post those links. Fanta did. The link to Damn Dirty Thing is in the description. But thank you for the heads up. Yeah, excuse me. Damn Dirty Thing is in sign up right now. We haven't launched it yet. It will be on Fund My Comics, so it should be easy to find once I go live with it.
Excellent.
Is Finatra in it?
Isn't it?
In it. In
In it.
it. Is Finatra in your book?
No.
In it.
No.
As a facsimile of Panatra in your book.
No, that's a
Oh,
better
ha,
question.
ha, ha, ha.
That's a better question.
This is not a Finatra.
Because if not, you're giving yourself an uphill battle, Doc, for no reason.
It's a waste of time, John. It's a waste of time to not include Finity.
That's also true. Every book should have at least Finatra or Finity. Mine's got both. Melted Copper. I saw that. Milton's little brother. Melted Copper.
Now, that was
insane
one of the
Witch
most
King.
uncomfortable and hard-hitting interviews I've ever done. Interviewing Milton Knowles, the insane Witch King, who is a proclaimed real-life hermaphrodite.
Wait, run that by me again, John.
He says to me that he is a hermaphrodite. He has both male and female genitalia, both underdeveloped.
Oh, I thought you meant that he only ate vegetables.
No. And then he goes on to tell me, because I in my head, right, when I hear hermaphrodite, I think pervert. That's just me, though.
You think what?
You're born a
pervert.
Pervert.
You're
Okay.
born a sinner when you're a hermaphrodite.
Weirdo. How dare you have a penis and a vagina?
Then I got sad. He's talking to me about his stuff and that he can't do anything. Getting an erection or getting aroused hurts, physically hurts, and he can't really do anything with it or about it.
Can he literally
He's
go fuck
he's
himself?
basically through
They don't have both organs. They have a penis with ovaries or a vagina with testicles. That's what happens.
and that it's just painful all the time whenever there's any sort of
weird.
So he comes, like, whenever there's any kind of feeling of arousal, he tries to just get rid of it immediately, like basically voluntarily asexual.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about Milton Knowles, Witch King.
Stream killer. Moving on.
It was one of the most depressing things I ever heard in my life.
Thanks
That's
for
pretty awful.
sharing.
That's pretty awful.
What the one was that one feminist chick who became a dude and then hung out with a bunch of guys and fell in love with them, and then she became a woman again. And she found out how shitty women are and she killed herself.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know her name.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
It was a documentary.
Really
She went to
Yes.
go prove how difficult or how easy it would be to be a man. How men have it easy.
Then she found out,
She
like,
masqueraded as a man, taped up her breast, and became, got makeup on every day to pretend to be a man. And she was like, "Oh my God, this is fucking awful. I hate my life."
I had to pay for
became
lunch.
a man, yeah, she became a man and found out like all those guys were cool as fuck and like they had like a camaraderie, you know what I mean? And then when she became like, I don't know, like when they found out what she did, like all the feminists fucking tore into her until she fucking tore herself out of existence. That's my hero though. That's my hero though. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. Yeah, it's real fucked up because that just lets you know that this whole feminist thing goes further beyond like actual sensibilities.
I was like, I don't even see it as like, oh, men have it harder than women. I don't even think they do.
I think
it's
we have
just
it
like
harder.
it's just fucking hubris. Just walking around in your day-to-day life, having the thoughts that somebody else has it so much easier than you. It's kind of just crazy to begin with, you know? It's like, what the fuck? What exactly were you thinking? Crazy to begin with.
Focus on your own damn self.
Right.
It's to live a life of envy, even when
it's just one of the guys. Yeah, exactly.
Even when you justify it as, oh, I'm on a crusade for whatever cause, feminism, whatever the fuck it is, living your life envious of an entire part of the population or even a subset thereof. What a fucked up way to live.
Yeah, but even if you're envious of them, you still have to contend against them, and that means you're gonna win or lose. And when you lose, you're gonna fucking lose your shit more. You're not gonna win.
Right, because you're defining it as a zero-sum game.
Right.
Like John was saying earlier, not only do I need to win, you need to lose.
Right.
That's not the fucking way to live, man.
Well, that's not how you win with anybody. Win-win is the way to go.
You just want to. Well, I mean, you just want to.
I see the lady, right? The lady, like, there's a really hilarious scene in King of the Hill, right, where they're talking about this guy who's kind of a dummy, right? And he says, "Oh, you're talking about Jimmy Pritchett or something like that." He's like, "Oh yeah, he was that kid that went retarded by staring into the sun." Like, and then of course, couldn't have been too smart in the first place to do that, you know? Because it's like, yeah, there's like if you go jacked up and you end up taking your own self out of existence, right? Probably weren't that stable to begin with.
You're right. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like y'all made the decision. You weren't born that way. Shut up. That was a psyop. That was propaganda. I was born this way. No, you weren't, motherfucker.
Baby, I was born this way.
No, you were not. Half of hermaphrodite.
Mute you, John, while you're on the phone.
Judah.
Cis has been a thing. Cis, yeah. Cisgendered.
Oh, Colonel Morg says. I like reading that.
Oh, God.
I thought Sinatra was going to read it. Damn it.
I read
Don't turn around. Well,
She's a very sexy girl.
Super Finn, I keep telling you, one of the best bass lines you'll ever learn to really wrap your brain around rhythm and getting both hands working together is just play the simple ass bass line to Everybody Wants You by Billy Squier.
Oh.
Index finger in G. Do 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 do. Easy peasy. Hey Wayne, good morning. It's super easy. Put your index finger on G.
Hold up.
E string
The G spot. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
All right, that's your first note. Your next note, the hammer on, is the A position. And then you drop down to C. And you just keep doing that. It'll get your left and right hand working together in a nice balance, 4/4 time, easy peasy. Boom, 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 boom. Easy peasy. Good one to learn.
Squeezy.
Lemon squeezy cap.
Make it easier, make it cheesier, make it peasier with easy cheesy peas.
I'm fucking drunk. I gotta stop drinking. If I want to be a musician, I gotta stop drinking.
That's funny as shit.
I gotta drink coffee.
You either have to quit or do more.
Oh no! Quit, learn how to fucking play, and then get drunk again, and then have fun.
There you go. Pops, good morning. Are you feeling?
I'm learning a new craft of being. Yeah, I need to learn how to actually do it sober before I start partying. You know what I mean?
Pops, are you feeling better?
Oh hell no!
Oh well, shit.
Oh,
but I saw you were live.
Wayne Klingon. Oh, Doc's here. I mean, Pops here.
Pops has said, yeah, Doc's been there the whole time. It's his show.
You know, country ass bumpkin. You get lost in the swamp. You get ate up by an alligator.
What?
Pops.
I don't fucking live down there, dude. What?
Oh, okay.
He's a northerner.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
A fucking swamp. What are you talking about?
That was me. I used to live in Fort Lauderdale. That was me. Can't you tell?
Oh,
But Cap, in fairness, you've lived everywhere.
Well, Fort Lauderdale, but yeah, sure.
That's like the worst. That's like the most redneck place you can live in America too. Like super redneck. If you're not a tourist.
I went to school there.
Did you really?
Hi, Joni. Hi,
You're in
Julie.
freaking New Zealand. Yeah, you've been everywhere. New Zealand doesn't even exist. If you move to New Zealand, then like you ran out of places to move to.
It's actually a continent. Yeah, I know people use that as if it's like another continent I've been allowed to.
I'm Margot.
New Zealand is not a
Hi,
continent.
Past Master Dan.
Yeah, I've had that debate. You'll find it actually is. So shut the fuck up.
No, it's not a continent. It's a plate. It's not a
No,
continent.
it's actually it is a continent. So shut the
smaller
fuck
than
up.
the fucking Philippines.
Yeah. Look it up, bitch.
It's smaller than Indonesia.
I don't get it's a fucking
Indonesia.
continent. Shut the fuck up.
Indonesia's main island is way
Facts are
bigger
facts,
than your
bitch.
fucking
Look
island.
it up on the internet. Ask your phone. I had this on the internet.
It doesn't
with
exist. It's a
Yeah,
thing of
you're
war.
right. I don't exist. I'll tell you what does exist though. My script.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Hi, Santa.
John Dillard's got my script. What?
I have emailed, by the way, speaking of which, when my computer was dying, out of fear, I not only backed up everything that I'm working on to the cloud, I emailed everything to Anthony. So if something should happen to me, you guys tell Anthony he's got everything to finish the book.
He's got everything to. If something happens to me, it's all over.
Make sure the book gets out is what I'm saying. It has now grown especially grim.
Okay, if something happens to me, you
shit,
guys
last
take the
cigarette.
shit to Roku regardless.
Script writing is the new Rubik's Cube. It's the latest fad. All the kids are doing it. Get out there and write a script.
Colonel Morgue. Some people think like it's going to be fun all day, every day, like
I
it's
made a
sex
script.
or something.
I did
Hard work,
a
motherfuckers.
I did a writing room with Colonel Morgue. Colonel Morgue has all the fucking ideas. Are you fucking kidding me? And you know what? When I wrote it down, I probably used one out of like 100 of them he gave me. And then by the time the fourth draft came around, none of them. So
What's up, Dillard?
I didn't use any Colonel
phone,
Morgue's. Maybe I did use some of his ideas, but I don't think I did at the end of the day. But at the same time, Colonel Morgue was the most pleasant person to fucking bounce ideas off of. So
There you go.
I'm never gonna
Margo,
skip that.
it's easy for some, and very hard for
No,
others.
for me, dude, as crazy as I am, I love the
Hard
fucking.
for some people. Some motherfuckers can't do it. Look at George
I
R.
was in a
Martin.
writer's room on Discord with like random people, and I was fucking edging, dude. It was like the best fucking feeling of my life.
Edging, like sexually.
All right,
like
hold
you're
on.
on the
Hold
verge
on.
of.
Hold on. I'm given to
Exactly.
understand, Past Master Dan is right here, but I'm given to understand there are people out there that don't actually have an internal voice.
Oh,
Yeah, I hear that there
Is
are
that a
people that
thing?
do.
I hear
Is that actually-
voices.
Is that actually
I've
a
got
thing?
nothing.
And also,
Yeah.
I'll say this, and Cap, you can speak to this.
Hmm?
Writing for me, if you're a writer, writing is easy. Self-editing is the fucking.
That's hard.
That's
yeah.
why you got to pay money.
Well-
You got to pay real money for an editor.
But you
preferably
got
in
to
Germany.
understand that tropes are tropes, and you're gonna make them, and you can't
Right.
hinder your story just because you think that you want to be above tropes.
Well,
Damn, the musician's correct. Listen to Sinatra. Fuck.
It's
Of course.
this.
Now, I'm going to say some editors I've seen only deserve
The
my
fool is
monopoly.
not wrong.
Well, here's my point. Before you go to an editor, you have to self-edit. I'm
Well,
writing.
yeah, you know what they say, Doc? The first draft is therapy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Boom.
But here's the thing. Think about this. A Damn Dirty Thing is both a 16-page illustrated floppy, it's a comic book, and a novella. Think about how much editing had to go into shrinking the novella down to a 16-page comic book.
All those confessions.
Holy fuck, it's been hard to do. One must study things. Script writing is difficult. It takes pressure off. Never going to do a book. Like writing. Yeah. Exactly. There is no
Award that
pressure.
for self-reference.
There-
We've all
there's
done that.
there's no
Spaceship, I'll
pressure
get 3
if
points.
you're not going to subject yourself to public ridicule.
Yeah, public ridicule. That's the hardcore shit. Give me
Think
the
about
public
there's a
ridicule.
line from a Queensryche song. Anybody listening? He said, leaving all behind, I stepped out on the stage under lights and judging eyes. That's the hard part. Like being a
I'm here for
musician.
the ridicule.
Yeah, you're a musician and you play at home or you play for your friends. That's one thing. Step out on the stage. That's an entirely different animal.
Yeah.
There you go, Tree Goblin.
Wow. I got nothing. It's just silent in here. Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bong. That's the captain's head. Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, 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 ting.
Walla, walla, bing, bang.
Oh, yeah, captain's head 24/7.
The dogs have large bed with 2 cushions. All 3 dogs are huddled onto the. Yeah. Like it's raining here, so my big dog that normally she's out all day long in the backyard, she's in. And she's pouting about it. She's literally pouting. She's on the sofa just looking at me with the sad eyes. Which brings the following question to mind. We were discussing this yesterday, and I heard both points of view.
Uh-oh.
Comic books. Story or art? Which is more important?
It should be story, but it's art.
Yes, it should both 60-40 writing, 60 art.
The story's gonna bring me back. The art's not. If the story
55%
sucks, I'm sorry, I
writing.
don't care who you got drawing it. I ain't buying it.
Yeah,
I
I actually
don't buy your book, Captain, because the art's by John Dillard. End of sales
actually-
pitch. Good night.
It depends what
Actually-
story you're telling.
Well, I
Some
agree.
stories need great
I
art
agree
and
with
great
Pop.
writing.
Let's take it to an analogy. All right. You got the bright, shiny exterior of a restaurant. They advertise well, but you go in and the food is shit. You're not going back. But there can be a hole in the wall that just says Mom and Pop's Eats. And you go in and it's the best food you ever had in your life. You'll go back. So the glitzy shit, the art can draw someone in, but the story better be good if you want them to come back.
They're not going to
So you're
come
saying
back.
the writing is the food, the art's just some external nonsense.
Well, it's the shiny thing that brings people in.
I think it's matching the story with the art.
True. Absolutely.
And you
No,
don't
that's when you
need-
have a really good comic.
Well,
Right?
once you match the story with the art, so if you have a magnanimous story, well, you're going to need magnanimous art and magnanimous freaking plot points.
If John Dillard is going to
There
be
it
the
is.
artist on
Only
your
one is
book, you
not
damn
gonna
well
bring
better
you
bring it
But
A game
if
for
you
the
have my
motherfucking
story-
story.
If you have my story,
Yes.
you could do it with cartoon art, but you have to have great writing.
Yes.
I demand great
Exactly.
writing
It-
for
it
my
doesn't
mediocre
matter what
art.
the art looks like. If the writing sucks, you're not buying book 2, man.
If
I'm
the
just
writing
saying.
sucks and the art sucks, where you're looking at a third grader. All right.
Beowulf is good, but they
Okay.
need to stop fucking copying the title.
If your art demands, if
Finn,
your story
what you're
demands
saying-
great art,
Finn, what you're saying is if both things are serving the story, then that's when you're in the zone.
All right,
You're
I'm
in
going
the
to throw
zone,
you
that's
an
all
art
that matters.
example out there. Thor
Bone.
380.
Check out Bone.
Hold up, man. Thor 380. It is nothing but splash pages by Walt Simonson, okay? Very little fucking dialogue between Thor and the Midgard Serpent.
I've
They're
got that
fighting.
issue.
It's splash page after splash page.
And
It
that's what
is.
fucking
You can
Death
buy
of
a comic
Superman
like
was.
that,
And
but it
Death
was
of
part of the
Superman was, and
story.
Death of Superman
No,
was
dude, just
trash.
listen to what I'm saying. I can buy a comic like that, but it was part of a story that was kicking ass, and I kept going back to.
Yeah, but we're
You
Well,
see what
that
I'm
escalated
saying?
we're,
quickly.
Then he
yeah, but
sold
we're in
me a book
comics
that
day.
was
We're
all
not
Really
on
art.
quickly.
issue. We're not on issue
Dude,
635.
then he sold
either.
me a book that was all art, and I bought it because it was part of a good fucking story. But that's
What
the
point are
only
you trying to?
time
What are you
that has ever
refuting?
happened.
No, you're getting
Yeah,
loud.
but
I
no,
don't know
Trev.
what the fuck you're getting loud about, Pops. You need to start over again.
All right. Dial it back, everybody.
I
Dial
don't
it.
even know what he's getting loud about. What
I
the
only
fuck
get
did I
loud when
say?
somebody won't let me talk.
All right. So here's the thing.
Nothing against you.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Well, I don't actually have a picture of the thing. But the thing right here is, I kind of agree with the mindset that Pops is espousing, that good art will attract someone in, but a good story gets them to buy issue 2. But Finn made a very strong point just a moment ago.
He did. He really did.
We, as individual comic creators doing our own books, don't have 600 issues behind us to pull someone in. So it's got to be good art and good story if you really want to be successful breaking in.
That's why I cancelled the comic. There's no floppies for Captain Infinity. No, you're right, Pops. He does interrupt.
My art, My art, I could create a fucking a fucking awesome story with this stupid art because I know me. Now, if I, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I could make a great fucking story with this art because I'm not that smart. I could teach you how to do stitches, though. You want to learn how to do stitches? I'll teach you my books.
I'll teach you stitches and I'll make love to bitches.
I'll teach you life preserving fucking lessons in my books. But
I'll make up my riches.
My story. So let's say me, Narwhal, Elasmat. All right, Elasmat. Let's throw him in there.
All right, hold on.
Elasmat's art needs to be 10% better, 15% better than his story.
Finn.
I was gonna say
there's no way that art is gonna work. That art needs to be 10% better. I don't care what story you tell me with a duck in that art format. I need better art for your story. I don't care what you're fucking telling me.
What are we talking about?
I lost track.
The buck.
We're talking about Elasmat's Road Warrior Drake.
Has to have good art and the story can suck. And I'm trying to tell him as a fan, not a creator, that ain't right. If the story ain't good, we ain't buying book 2. I don't give a fuck how good your art is. I'm just telling you how.
I'm not buying book 2.
Pay a fan who.
Well, if the art ain't good, but the story serves the art, then that's what the fucking artist.
If the art complements the story, that's
but
wonderful.
If I see
but the story is the meat.
If I see an X-Men fucking spinoff or X-Men ripoff, that story better be better than an X-Men story, or it better be nostalgic like one.
It better be better.
Why would I even?
So what is the argument that Pops is putting forward? Because I've seen people argue just as passionately as Pops is arguing right now that the story is the art is the most important thing.
No, I'm saying the fucking story is the most important thing. As a fan who buys comics, you're not going to get me to buy book 2 if the story sucked.
Right, but what's the reason? I just said right now, I've heard people that are fans that buy comics that say if the art ain't working, I don't care how good the story is, I ain't buying book 2.
What's the premise? All right, no, you know what was the premise? Because I bring Narwhal up, I bring guys,
fans, and some people are.
All of us are on the same level. I would say me, Narwhal, freaking Elasmat. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. We're on the same fucking level. I swear, I blow these guys out the frame if I could draw better. But Elasmat needs to draw better in order for his book to sell, and it would be good. His writing could be as good as he wants to. When you're doing a Destroyer Duck book, it needs to be. You need to be there with the art.
Sup, Stephen B.
He's too gritty with the duck art. No, gritty's not going to work. You can't. Ninja Turtle.
You're like now. He's about the campaign's wrapping up.
Elasmat doesn't have the gritty. It's Narwhal has heart. Elasmat has heart. You know what I mean? Like these guys ain't that gritty. They want to be, but they can be, but it's not. They need more heart, and Narwhal does it. Elasmat needs more heart.
Do you know which artist has got grit and heart? John
Who?
Dillard. John Dillard, that's who.
Oh, your book. Yeah, I want to see your book. You want to see your words match his art. We'll find out.
Exactly. I can't wait to find out.
I don't know, man. It's very important that
I like the bits with Finatra.
No, because when I see it, the books that I've read coming out of CG and all that stuff, and even mainstream books, as long as the art is competent, I can push through any story. And then I'll be like, yeah, the story was good or bad. But the thing is, like, when I walk away, you remember both, right? You remember two things, not from any particular one issue. Because, like, for instance, there's that really famous scene from Batman Year One, right, where Batman is in the hallway after he breaks into that big feast they're having, right, or that banquet, and he tells those bad guys, you guys have eaten well, all that stuff, and that writing was better than the image. The image kind of sucked, right? But you remember that story later. But then there's other things in comics, right? Like, you remember, I don't remember for the life of me, what the story was about in the Sabretooth 4-part miniseries in '93. But I do remember when he comes out of that car and Texiera has that low angle view and you just see Sabretooth like this and you have all these ninjas coming at him. That seared into my brain. You know what I mean? So it's not like you need one or the other to make a lifetime memorable comic.
Exactly right. Now, a couple of things. One, my situation has drastically improved.
Cake.
You got cigarettes.
Oh, is that a pack of cigarettes or was that cake? It looked like a slice of cake to me.
You got cigarettes.
Oh, cigarettes.
You knew it. You could hear the joy in his voice.
Yes.
Up. Up in octave, folks.
Here's our next thought for the day. Every person is the star of their own show. Every person you ever meet
has got a story to tell.
Is the star of their own show in their own mind. The problem is some movies are better than others.
Not everyone gets to be in their own comic book, folks. Sorry.
Think about it for a minute. Have you ever met someone and within 2 seconds of talking to them, you recognize, I am now speaking to the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. They are so dumb that they are literally sucking IQ points out of my brain just for me having this conversation with them.
Timothy,
have you even seen Back to the Future, Yucky?
You are damn right, Colonel Morgan. It is a damn dirty shame. Now, you can...
The fact we came within one cigarette of Doc running out of cigarettes, that's too damn close. I mean,
you're
damn
damn right.
Spare, easy.
Damn right. Too close.
It's not that we didn't run out, Colonel. It's that we could have run out, Colonel. That can never... Just get up on that fucking 50. I want to start... I want to get you on that 50, Colonel, firing cigarettes into Doc's mouth.
It's that
continually, not continuously. It's not the same thing.
That makes it a good story. That's why I went down to one cigarette.
It's the what? It's the what that makes a good story?
Brinksmanship.
Tension.
What? Brinks?
Mystery.
Take it right to the edge.
Edging.
Oh, at the brink. At the brink.
Ah, right on the edge.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Shut up, Cap.
Well, that's
Shut
comedy,
up.
right? That's what comedians
book of
do.
Witty comebacks
They take it to the
again.
brink
Doc
of,
Blaylock says, "Shut up, Cap."
It's in the delivery, Cap. It's in the delivery.
That's what the postman said.
Yes.
Well, that's same thing with rap. You know how I learned how to. You know how I learned how to talk.
That's why I'm
loud?
doing comic books. Fucking
Rapping.
delivery. Be an actor.
I learned how to speak by rapping. Actually, I learned how to project my voice and be heard.
That's why I don't go on YouTube.
Actually, I had to learn that, and it is. John hates this shit, but it's a military thing. If you work at a training command, you're yelling at people all day long, you will lose your voice. So you develop a secondary voice that you can project and without straining your vocal cords.
Shit, you've got a deep.
Yeah, I did.
So it's your upper pharynx that's producing the sound.
This is your high voice.
That's a whole different voice projection right there, Doc. You went
so that's when you go up and you say, "I need you to shut your stinking mouth right now. Get on your face, thing."
That is the sergeant. Yeah, you sound very commanding with that.
Wow.
Very
Drop and give me
commanding.
20.
I like that. And when you talk up here, is that what you mean? Is that when you get up here? And I tell you to do 50 and you're going to do that. You know, I could probably do
Oh,
that
you're just a
longer.
stinking individual, aren't you? You're going to do things your way. God forbid you do them the way I fucking taught you. Get on your face now.
I would be a great drill sergeant. I love the aspect of being a drill sergeant, just yelling at fucking. Yeah. Yeah, well, Full Metal Jacket, really. You know, the guy got killed.
It'd be
and I was like,
awful if Sinatra was your drill sergeant. He would never like make up his mind on what he actually wanted you to do. He'd always be changing.
Drop and give me 10. No, fuck
I
it.
don't like the way you do sit-ups. I'm gonna
No, I need you to go dig a hole over there. No, you know what? Don't dig that hole. You know what?
Do a handstand.
Stand for a while.
Do a handstand.
Do you think
There was
I'm
a-
fickle? I am fickle. No, actually, I'm not fickle.
There's a thing where, particularly when we're working on Paris Island, if a recruit was wearing a certain identifying marker, it means they weren't cleared for PT, physical activity. So you couldn't say, get on your face and give me push-ups. But what you could do, because they're required to run everywhere they go if they're not in formation, you say, get away. And they take off running. Stop! Come back. You make them run back. You do that back and forth. You wear them the fuck out.
I do it to my dogs.
Well,
yeah.
Doc, I have a crisis that's even more severe than your brinksmanship over there.
Okay, tell me. What is your malfunction?
I'm out
Oh,
of Diet Coke.
Oh,
oh.
shit.
So I'm going to call it a night.
All right, John. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Thank you for all of your mental health help.
We'll check
Thank
back
you,
in a month.
Sinatra.
Put it into practice, what we talked about,
Uh-huh.
and let's check back in a month and see what's happening.
February 25th, I will come back and see you.
Copy
Later,
that.
dealer.
See you later, Pop. See you later, Captain. See you later, Sinatra. It's been great hanging with all you guys. And goodbye, everybody in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Don't forget to go subscribe to my channel, Diller Draws, and come join us on Wednesday's first script battle. I'll see you all
There it
later.
is.
Later,
There it
John.
is. Somebody drop the link for John's channel.
All right.
Yeah, John needs to go get some sleep. He's West Coast, so he's up late. I'm up early.
5:30 in the
See how that
AM.
works.
Where Sinatra time, it's 8:30 AM. Different story.
Yeah, it's 8:30 for me. Yeah.
It is 8:30 for me as well.
I don't go to bed until 3 more hours. 4
I've
more
been
hours.
streaming since 5 a.m. How about that?
Good for you.
I didn't realize it had been that long. I'm having a good time hanging out with my pals.
Hey.
I don't mean to be so loud. I was just freaking. I mean,
Nah, you're all good.
beers and
Finn, this is who you are. Don't apologize for being yourself.
I'm many types of people. I don't have, it's just.
Sometimes he's chilling, sometimes he's illin'.
There you go.
I like to watch when Finn is composing and he'll say, I'm in the zone. I won't be talking to the chat. Y'all just hang out, do your thing. And he's creating and you can see the process.
That
Like-
other day when I did that string, that when I was putting that song together,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
fucking good, man. That
Yeah, it
That
was.
was
And
good.
it was like, it is exactly the same as watching someone draw a drawing or paint a painting.
Going through the process. Yeah.
Shut up,
man.
Past Master Dan.
I was thinking, you're in my. I like to watch. I shouldn't have said it.
I enjoy watching the creative process. Wait,
That's
Not
that's
that
fucking
creative.
hard, man.
not that creative process.
That's creation.
At that point, to make a beat, to make the actual composition, that's very hard for me to do because sometimes it takes longer than it takes a lot of mistakes and it takes a lot of bad decisions to come up with good ones.
Yes,
And
that's
like,
what
oh,
a
let me
racer
get,
are for.
and that takes longer. And people
Did you hear what I
don't-
said, Finn? That's what erasers are for.
yeah. So I'm doing that with music, but
That's
putting
what-
the words together, I'm comfortable with that. Creating the composition, like and that's fun because people give me ideas too. That's a good time for having other ears around and be like, hey, did you forget that part when he said this? And I'd be like, oh, I forgot about that.
So the best band I was ever in, the way we wrote songs was my lead guitar player or I would come up with a melody and just start playing it. And then my guitar player would just mumble into a microphone. And I would hear lyrics.
Yeah.
And I would sit down and write the lyrics. And it was so organic and natural, man. We cranked out some great songs, man.
I tell you, if you know how to mumble in a rhythm, then you could probably rap. If you could make those mumbles into words and concepts, then you could write lyrics. Not even rap, just you could be a
lyrics.
A writer.
Sinatra, pro rata, errata.
No, you suck. Your rhythm sucks.
Thank you. That's very kind.
You're British. I got, or something like that. Or New
I
Zealand.
appreciate your nationalistic generalizations.
No, statism. Just fucking New York. It has nothing to do with that. This is just New York.
I'm from
right?
New York. What do you want?
Cap,
Freaking
No, you're
pizza
not.
Did you
over
not
here?
hear the great tagline he just gave you? British or something like it. That is literally the title of my third book for Jake Bishop is Justice
British or
or
something like it.
like it.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's about right, actually.
Justice
Oh,
or
shit.
something
I
like
mean,
it.
New York
Really
is
right
after
about it.
York in England, right? York, New York, and Jersey.
Queens,
and
New York, Forest Hills in the
New
house.
Hampshire, New York, New Amsterdam.
Yep. New Jersey. Jersey is a place in England.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, Fanta coming in with a hard opinion here. Mumble rappers suck. Not even real rap.
But that's you know what, if you listen, like back in the 90s, like if you replace words and if you say maybe he should have said that, then maybe you should be writing lyrics. If you
Mumble presidents suck too.
like somebody like, oh, he should have said that, he should have said this, and that would have been better. I was like, well, maybe you should. When I started doing that, because I did that, and I was like, maybe I should rap my own raps. When
Yeah,
I thought
maybe.
that what I thought what I was saying in my head while reciting their raps would have been better, then I was like, well, maybe I should rap my own raps.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Mishearing lyrics is a gift. I repeat, mishearing lyrics is a gift because it's
What was that one Pink song? I used to sing it.
Oh fuck, I don't know. Who listens to Pink, Finn?
No, but I keep thinking that it's like something about the green beans, and I kept singing about green beans every time I heard this Pink song. But it wasn't that; it was something else. But I kept saying green beans. So I thought it
Excuse
was
me
funny.
while I kiss this guy. Bow, 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 bow.
Oh, Jimmy, yeah, you have no rhythm. That's why you suck.
You know, Ozzy Osbourne was actually the first
like
first person
totally
to
your
say
opinion,
that.
man.
It was in a magazine back in the 80s. Ozzy was quoted
I
as
mean,
saying,
even if it were true, which it isn't, how is that helpful?
he was
How is
quoted
that
as
important?
saying,
well, you know, your art isn't really up to
every
much.
time I heard him
Not helpful,
sing,
is it?
I heard, excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I am going to fuck around with you in the comic book. Fuck it. You're so ungrateful, aren't you?
Excuse me while I kiss this fly.
That's better. Yeah, it sounded better than I said. Yeah, that's better pitch than I did. Yeah.
Just because he can sing.
Yeah, but y'all guys are gay. That's why y'all hear that. Well, he's high. Purple
I
haze.
was just quoting Ozzy.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Because the thing about the Sinatra character in my book is like, what's his deal? You know, you've got to go deeper in.
Finn doesn't want you to pin down what his deal is.
No,
I know. Well, I'm going to pin him the fuck down. He needs some pinning down. Look at him.
What do I need? A pathos? Do I need some kind of like
No.
You need an arc, don't you? You need to go through something, come out the other side.
Maybe what happens when I hate you for life? You're gonna keep writing me in your books?
Yeah, the more you hate me, the more I'll put you in my book. You know how that works.
No.
Well, that is how it works.
Okay.
Well, there was another great general.
Why do you think I've increased your role in the book so much? Just to annoy you.
There was another great general that never lost a battle. World War II. Who am I thinking of? Come on, guys.
Patton.
Khrushchev.
Patton. Exactly right. Patton.
Yeah, Zukov. Admiral Zukov. Final answer, Admiral Zukov.
Patton was a break glass in case of emergency human being, meaning that in the peacetime army, he was not wanted, appreciated, or welcome. But when the shit hit the fan, that's the guy you wanted at the wheel.
Well, there's a thing about leadership books. They mention the peacetime leader and the wartime leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm a peacetime leader.
I'm a wartime leader.
No, my war is the worst. Like my war is like utter
He
annihilation.
did. He slapped that guy. That slap
You
went
need
around the
smarter
world.
guys at
I don't
decent
care
time.
about your
I'm
lack
a
of
peacetime.
pavement, Sonny.
If you want to go to war with me, we're gonna have to do a lot of peacetime talking.
You know what they say: keep your friends close, keep your Finatras closer.
Shut up, you.
Patton
Okay,
slapped
good
the guy.
comeback. Can we get the big
Patton
bumper
slapped
for
the
good
guy for
comeback?
having a
F
late
for-
book.
F for Finatra. Shut up. Good one. I'll use that.
Patton slapped the guy for having a
Oh,
late
Patton
book.
was
Got more than
See,
one
that's
guy
what I
that
mean.
had
I
a
said the
book.
same thing. Patton was scorched. Yeah, see, peacetime guys are peacetime because on the flip of the coin, they're fucking scorched earth. You know what I mean? Like they'll fucking nuke.
There is that
Or
great
during
saying
the war,
going
to be
around,
fair.
gentlemen, that if you fail to stand up for your beliefs, you're not peaceful. You're just weak. A peaceful person is someone capable of great violence, but that restrains themselves.
Yes, a man who could hold a gun and use it only when it's absolutely mandatory.
Yep.
But that's subjective. That's subjective too.
But that means that when the time does come, that's the last motherfucker you wanted to mess with.
Exactly. Exactly. And peace is good. Peace is good. Let's freaking grow crops. Let's trade. Let's feed each other. Let's fucking prosper. Let's
Yippee.
we got internet now. We're not getting hunted down by wild animals. We're living
But Andrew
good. man.
Jackson said something very important that we need to remember these days. It was, be as peaceable as you possibly can, but be ready to die on the first inch of your liberty when someone encroaches.
Well, it's freaking time for some of that freaking shit to go.
Cock
pass
the
that
hammer.
word
It's
around
time
right
for
now.
action.
Fuck.
Cock the hammer.
Who
Click,
said
click, there's the gun.
you could have a republic as long as you could keep it? Who said that one?
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, you could have it. You could
So
have
he
it as
said,
long as you keep
what
it.
have you given us? A republic, madam, if you can keep it.
Yes.
If you want peace, prepare for war.
And we haven't done a good job of that. And maybe I'm part of that problem, or maybe I fell victim to a lot of to the bullshit.
Victim queef.
I fell victim to the psyop, and I've been trying to, for the last 20 years, I've been trying to get out of that cycle, and it's hard, man.
I am a moral absolutist. In that, I believe there are definitive.
It's never okay to have a late book.
I believe that there are definitively good and definitively evil things, and I am never going to be on the side of evil.
I do bad things, but never on the side of evil.
Right. We all fuck up.
Yeah.
Colonel Moore says, Andrew Jackson also said, can someone get this bull out of me? No, all right, I'm going to take it out on some native show.
No.
Andrew Jackson literally was in a meeting and he dug a bullet out of his own arm and handed
I was about to say, yeah, did somebody shoot that guy?
And he handed it to the guy that had shot him in a duel. He said, I believe this belongs to you, sir.
Badass motherfucker, huh?
I'm here to tell you, man, you shoot me, you win the argument. I got to go now. There's a bullet in me.
That's a bad motherfucker, ain't it, though?
That always goes back to, by the way, you guys ever see, the Bruce Lee movies and the hero defeats 40 guys in a fight. What was number 40 thinking? You just saw 39 of your pals get their ass kicked and you're thinking, I can take him. Samson slew 3,000 men with a jawbone of an axe. What was number 3,000 thinking? I just saw this motherfucker take down 2,900.
Yeah, I'm about to walk. I'm about to go fucking run away. I'm about to go.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I'm sorry. Yeah, he's killing all the guys I'm scared of. He's killing. Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
That's what you're thinking. Doc asked what number 3,000 was thinking, and he was thinking, dude's got to be tired by now.
What goes wrong in your head?
Sliding
What's
scale.
going wrong
If
in
there's
your
only
head?
31 guys, we'd have had him.
Hold on, let's close it up with Alan Jackson. What's that guy? The country singer, Alan Jackson?
Don't follow. Don't know.
I've got a funny story about Alan Jackson.
Andrew Jackson didn't he? Did they put him on the $20 bill because he hated the greenback?
I don't even know.
Or I think he hated like
Hold on.
centralized banking, and they put him on a $20 bill to spite him. Wasn't that the fucking story on it?
I am not a country music fan. I have no idea what.
He's talking about Andrew Jackson.
I know. I said Alan Jackson because it came to my mind because I got ADD.
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, they put him on a $20 bill.
Just to piss him off.
ABC, ABC.
Despite
you
him,
know me.
because he
Ba,
was
ba, ba, ba,
he
ba.
didn't like centralized banking or something.
Yeah.
What, the Jacksons?
Oh fuck! Just shut the fuck up, Finity.
Good one, Finatra.
Wait,
You should do lyrics
Jefferson
or something.
was actually the one that hated the central bank.
That was a freaking 14th
Jefferson
president
Airplane.
away from. Wasn't Andrew Jackson like the 20th or the 18th or 20th president?
We built this
I forget.
city on
forget.
central banking.
Oh no, it was before. It was before Lincoln. Lincoln was the 16th president, right? So he had to be like.
When
had
he
to
was
be
a car.
16th president or something. Or
He turned into
before
a
that.
car. He was a
I'm sorry. Let me go
Transformer
look.
president.
Andrew Jackson. Let me go look. 9th president?
I don't know.
Oh, Oliver Cromwell, warts and all.
Oh, the 7th president. Fucking cripes. Holy Moses.
England's republic.
Didn't he win over Florida? Is that what he did? Didn't he?
Let's invade Ireland. That's a good idea.
Didn't Andrew Jackson get a grasp of Florida in his presidency?
I don't remember. Be honest with you, Finn.
I think that's what one thing was about it. But the
Look
Brits were fucking working against them and all that shit.
Look at the Netherlander coming in here with the knowledge.
Yep. Thank you, Quentin. Yep.
Thank you, Val.
Q.
Quentin.
That's Q.
Subscribe to Captain Infinity. Thank
Say hi
you,
to
Val.
Q.
Established.
It wasn't that long ago. My dad was born in the 30s. His dad was probably born in the 18 somethings. You know what I mean? Like, and his dad was probably born in the 1790s. You know what I mean? It doesn't really go that far back.
So our English friends will say to us, Finn, Americans are the only people that think 100 years is a long time.
Right.
To which we counter, yeah, but the British are the only people that think 100 miles is a long way.
See, Americans have only been around for a couple hundred years, so of course 100 years is a long time to us. We ain't been around since the beginning of time, Rome.
Peace
yeah,
out,
that's the
Master
point of that
Dan.
statement.
Have a great day, sir.
See,
All right, boys
man.
and girls, I'm going to wrap this one up. I need
Bye.
to go draw some pages. So thanks, John, for coming out. Pops, Cap, Finn, thank you guys. Chat, thank you for hanging out and making my day. I really appreciate it. Let me see. I got a little outro we can play here. Where's it at?
Go
Hang
check
on.
out.
I got to talk to you for a minute.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Look, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm tired of talking to you.
And don't think it hasn't been a little slice of heaven, because it hasn't.
Well, what do you know?